Hello, everyone. It's just little old me for the moment. I am AJ, as you all know. Karen will be joining me in a moment. Jamie should be here shortly thereafter. We're so professional, aren't we? Uh, so, Jamie, we're going to do Wayward, the last two episodes, and then the girls will talk Last Frontier, and then Karen and I will do Invasion, Diplomat 1 and 2, and depending on how much time we have left, we'll talk about a couple episodes of AHS, American Horror Stories, because they're easy and not great. So until then, I'm going to see Tron Ares tomorrow. I know the reviews have not been good and they have not made their money back, but I don't care. It looks fun. There's Karen.
Hello. Does it look fun? It's not on my list of things to do this week.
I don't know. Every time I see the trailer, it looks like a popcorn movie.
I guess. I haven't seen the previous.
That's right. You haven't seen the previous ones.
Yeah,
which I still can't believe you didn't see the original Tron when you were a kid.
I never have. Can you believe it?
Crazy.
I know. It just never. I guess I wasn't like a big sci-fi person then, or
true
on my.
Yeah, it's funny. Actually, I was reading an article today, and they're blaming Jared Leto.
Yeah,
and that's not so much that his performance is bad, but that they feel like because his star power isn't what it used to be, because of his last two flops, people are like, Jared Leto's in it, I'm not going to see it. But it's like, who cares if Jared Leto's in it? Jared Leto gets way too much credit for the craptastic last two roles that he had, or the two that stand out. Wasn't his fault that Morbius sucked, and it wasn't his fault that his Joker in Suicide Squad years ago was the worst Joker ever.
Oh yeah, that was the worst. Yeah, I think I might have seen the same article or a similar headline that said, like, can Jared Leto open a movie? Can he deliver a blockbuster movie? And I felt like that was kind of unfair. Maybe the headline is like, what are the choices Jared Leto has made? Like the last few movies, right? That weren't, he didn't. I mean, I think he's a good actor. I don't dislike him, right? But he just.
Yeah, I've never had a problem with him.
Look at Kevin Costner, made like flop after flop after flop, and then like had a resurgence in his career, right? It happens to people.
Yeah. And that's and not for nothing. The first two Tron movies weren't blockbusters out the gate.
Yeah, so. No, they weren't. All right, I'm listening to you. I have got to find my glasses. So, are we waiting for Jamie? Is that what we're doing right now?
Jamie likes to ask us questions 5 minutes before the show starts, and then gets very confused.
All right, I'm just grabbing my glasses.
All right, when Karen gets back with her glasses, we will do Invasion.
I got him. Can't and I just dripped water on my shirt. Sorry. I'm a mess tonight.
We're gonna do Invasion because Jamie was not, for whatever reason, Jamie thought we were doing Invasion first.
Okay, we're gonna talk about Invasion. Before we get started, tomorrow I'm gonna talk with Stephen Tracy, who plays Sergeant Reese on the show.
Who played Steve?
He's still alive.
Wasn't Reese the one that died in her arms?
Tucker, that's Tucker, the guy who spoke for.
Oh, that's Tucker. Which one's Reese?
Reese is a taller guy, a taller, kind of skinny guy.
Oh, okay. I know who he is.
I don't have a picture.
I got the name. You know what? I thought he would. Yeah, I got the names mixed.
Reese survived, and I've been talking to his publicist for a couple weeks, and we've been trying to set this up. And I'm thinking he plays a soldier on Invasion. Please let him live another week.
I'll tell you what. I would have taken his death over one of the ones we got. Holy shit! Karen, I kid you not. When I say I knew something was going to happen because they're all like, "Hey, we did it! Yay!" Pat ourselves on the back, and I'm like, "Something's coming. Something's going to happen." I was not expecting what happened. And my jaw, my mouth flew open, and I just sat here for like 5 minutes with my jaw on the floor.
Huge, right? That's a huge.
And my first thought was, I got to text Karen, and then I was like, you know what? I'm not going to text you because if you haven't seen it yet, I want you going into it with no expectations at all.
Right.
I was just like, oh my God. Like, I was dumbfounded. I sat here going, did they just do that? Did they really fucking just do that? I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's not that surprising. Many shows do a major death in the penultimate episode, right? Game of Thrones did it like every week. Walking Dead used to do it. I didn't think, of all people, Clark wasn't on my card of people to die, right?
And Kimberly brings up a good point, and we know this from watching Lost. They had a redemption arc.
Yeah. They had a redemption arc. Yep, and they aired out their Kimberly watched all 9 episodes this weekend. You binged the whole thing and are ready for the season finale. I mean, that's true. These two sort of had a redemption arc. They sort of aired out their differences, like in this episode, sort of like, I'm sorry, I was, Clark's like, I'm sorry, I went down the Infinitas rabbit hole. I guess I just didn't believe it was real. And Anisha's like, no, I'm sorry, I didn't believe in it. I was too scared. And they like, I guess you're right. That's the sign that one of them has to die in the shootout. It was a surprising death.
She was safer than he was, though. She's a doctor.
Yeah, that's right. We always say a doctor can't die on the show because you have to have a doctor. Every show like this, every like post-apocalyptic show has to have a surviving doctor, right? That was the major action. A lot happened in this episode, and like kind of like not a lot happened. Well, I mean, there were big moments, but we're not really that much closer. I mean, they're saving, we know they're saving a lot for the season finale, right? Which drops this Friday. So, I mean, there are 2 major storylines. One is really the return of Travante's memories. I feel like was like a big, as these guys are, is this the right photo? As Mitski, it's the 3 of them, right? Mitski, Nikhil, and Travante are trying to go to the ship to plant the bomb, and his memories come back.
And
Jamila goes with them.
Jamila
goes with them. Yeah, the 4 of them go together. And there's a lot surrounding that in this episode. And then there's also the shootout part of the episode, right? I kind of liked how I liked the structure of the episode. I mean, how did you feel about how it was structured overall?
I liked it. I liked, I thought it was pretty obvious that they were setting a trap. But I liked the way it played out.
Yeah. I think there could have been a little bit more enthusiasm among the crowd for Mitski's healed wound, right? And like believing her. There's blood everywhere and she has no wound, and it's like clearly her blood, and like they should believe her. And no one's like, holy crap, the aliens can heal you. And why would they heal you? I mean, some of the soldiers who are very, some of them are like really hostile to her and don't trust her, and might think the aliens healed her because she's one of them. And truly they did heal her because they, I guess they healed her because she
helped the other one.
Helped their friend, right? Helped our friend from last week, who she was the broken arm alien. But the fact that they can heal a human to the point of having no scar, like it never even happened, was pretty amazing. That's kind of pretty huge, don't you think?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like it's like it never happened. It's not like they stitched her up and she's got a wound still there, right? Right. It was like magic. That was pretty amazing.
Their little thing.
Yeah, I mean, Anisha's the only person who kind of believes her. or the first person to kind of believe Mitski, but I think none of them are properly like shocked and stunned. I mean, we kind of knew she'd be healed, but not like that, maybe, right?
Yeah.
And so it leads to, I don't know if I have another good picture of Mitski. It leads to this conversation. Mitski's lost all her faith in humanity and thinks maybe it's time for us to go.
Yeah, she's like, you know what? We suck. she kind of sounds like me when we were talking about the time travel show and resetting. What was Lazarus? I kept saying, why do they keep stopping it?
Yeah, maybe just let the world blow up. She gives this little monologue where she's saying that, this is why we're going to lose. Like, everybody starts fighting amongst themselves, and she's like, this is why we're going to lose, right? The alien's like,
yeah.
She uses the word perfect. Maybe a poor choice of words for that audience, maybe not reading the room, but I think she basically says, like, they're perfect. They think as one. They're always working together. And we can never stop fighting amongst ourselves. And, like, we can never beat them. They're totally going to beat us. And we don't deserve to win. She wasn't wrong, right?
No, she's spot on.
Yeah. Kimberly, I'm going to come back to your comment in a minute or two when we get to that part of the episode. I'm not ignoring you there in the chat. So Mitski's a little bit sidelined in this. I mean, I guess the whole little, she's a little.
She had her episode last week.
She did. She's had she's been a huge part of this whole season. She's really been at the forefront of the season. She's not sidelined in the way that we complain about Jamila being sidelined, and Jamila herself complains about, like, stop sidelining me. I'm not a kid, right?
Yeah.
So I guess we're going to talk about their walkabout, but before that happened, before they go on walkabout, Andre, I guess they go on their hike. Mitski's like, okay, I'll show you heading to the ship. And it's when Andre falls down the cliff and touches the vine that he gets his memories back, right? Not yes. Andre, Travante. Yeah, I called him Andre. I think that's how it happens. He touches that vine, right?
Yeah, he touched. Yeah,
and he has.
Everything comes back to him.
Yeah, and we got to see Casper. Billy Barrett was back in this episode.
With really long hair. Yeah, I don't remember him having that long hair at the end of season 2, but I could be just misremembering.
I think this picture is from the end of season 2 that I have here on the right. Yeah. Oh, this was from episode 1, but I think so. They showed this in episode 1, but I think it might be clipped from last season. And here he is. Here, his hair is pretty long, and he is a little bit older, right? Billy Barrett's looking a little bit older, but it's fine. What did you think about what happens here?
So, I mean, I get why Travante's upset, but it was self-defense. The aliens took him over, and he attacked them. Now, this whole thing, I don't even understand the science behind it, because his body is physically wherever the hell they were. Were they in London? I don't remember.
Yeah, they were in the UK.
They were somewhere in Europe.
Were they in France? Were they still in France, maybe?
Oh, yeah, you know what? It might have been France. The point is, though, it's not physically him. So even though, I mean, it's self-defense, first of all.
Yeah.
So, yes, Travante killed him. But then again, did he kill him, though? Because he still had the foresight to take the dagger out of his chest and stab the alien goo. So
yeah, like stab these walls,
which blew him through the air. I mean, I still say the finale ends with some kind of musical interlude montage, and then the last thing we're going to see is that he's alive, and that they have him hooked up to the machine still.
Yeah. So I'm inclined to agree with you. Like it was the aliens possessed Casper somehow, right? I mean, it's weird because Casper's not even really there. Casper's body
That's what I'm saying. Like
is in France, but his
it's like
mind,
astral projection.
right? But Travante is physically there. He went to a portal and was physically inside there, as far as we can tell, right? And so how they could come into a physical fight with the shard is not really. I'm not sure if I want more, if I need more explanation, or if I'm afraid let's just not pull on that thread because it might not come, might pull apart for me. I'm not really sure. But I have always considered like that Casper and Mitski were never physically inside there, and Travante really was physically inside there.
Right.
But it could be the alien. I mean, they have maybe they have a way to take his form, or I don't know. You're right. It's like an astral projection. I think that, can I just say that Shamir Anderson is the master of the single tear. This is not from this episode, but he does it in this episode. This is like the fourth time this season that he's had the one beautiful, perfect tear coming down his face. He's a great crier, great artistic crier, Shamir Anderson. I mean, I guess they probably put a little drop of Visine or something in your eye for you to cry, but it really comes out perfectly every time. I agree with you. It was self-defense, and for him to say, I killed Casper, he never explains. He doesn't say, like, he attacked me and I had no choice. Right?
Right.
Like, why doesn't he say that? That bothered me a little bit, that he doesn't come out and say, I mean, Kimberly feels the same. I kept thinking that Casper's alive, but his body is gone, so that was not adding up. Like, we know that, like, Jamila was right there when he died, right?
Right. Exactly.
I know you've said early in the season, AJ, that it's easy for somehow there to be a switcheroo and he wasn't actually dead, right? And they just led Jamila to believe.
Yeah, just because the machines. I mean, think about it. The machines went haywire with that spike and everything. Everybody assumed he was dead, but come on, we have aliens.
Yeah,
it's not that far of a stretch that the doctors didn't tell everybody that he was alive.
Yeah. Yeah, Kimberly, why does Travante not say, like, it was self-defense, I didn't mean it? Because he takes on the responsibility of the world and feels responsible for everyone.
Yeah.
He does. And I get that he feels really guilty, especially he had forgotten it for 2 years, so it's only like this moment is the moment he faces it. It's not like he's been thinking about it for 2 years. Maybe he has.
He hasn't been
for 2 years.
Hold on. He hasn't been back for 2 years. He was gone for 2 years.
He was gone for 2 years. Yeah, he's been gone for 2 years. I mean, I have some questions about how he lived inside there for 2 years. Because
he was hiding in the hole.
Yeah, but how did he eat? And I was thinking, how did he pee?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have that answer either.
Like, he got blown down a blind hallway and the aliens didn't notice him for 2 years. I mean, I guess it's possible that time doesn't move at the same rate in the ship that it did for us in the world. And maybe Travante really was in there for, like, he experienced it as an hour. Because how could he live for 2 years? There's that is a thing I need to have explained to me. And we might find it out. Jamila takes it really well, surprisingly well, right? I mean, I guess she's maybe in so Kimberly is thinking time was different there also. Thank you. We're going to find out, I think, next week. Jamila took it surprisingly well. Do you think she took it well, or do you think she's like gonna blow?
I think she's already made her peace with it, and I don't think she really feels that it was Travante that killed him. You know, I think she's thinking along the lines that we are.
Yeah, and that the aliens have the power to make you think things happened that maybe didn't, right? As we saw with Mitski and Hinata, like when they were trying to talk to her as Hinata, and she's like, it's not really you. I know it's not you.
Right.
Stop trying to trick me. I guess you're right. She's come to terms with it. And I liked where Jamila said, look, at least I know there's nothing I could have done. Like, like there was nothing I could have done at that moment sitting by his bedside because this other thing was happening.
Right.
So I'm kind of satisfied with all that, I guess. So they continue on their walkabout. The plan is to drop the bomb. Mitsuki's I'm surprised she's even showing them the way. Like she's very, she's almost like a robot on this whole journey, right?
I'm not surprised because right now the way Mitsuki is, she's showing them the way because her mindset is they're not going to be able to do it anyway because we suck. So why not show them?
Yeah, just show them the way and let them not have any success. I guess that's how she's feeling.
Yeah.
She's very, she seems very depressed, very resigned, very like, it's over kind of attitude. This shot, I'm glad that Apple made this shot available, and I'm sorry I had to crop it, but this is where they come to the very tip of the vines. They come to this, and it's growing the space plums, and she says, oh, just follow these vines and it'll take you to the entrance and you can go and plant your bomb, right? AJ, did you have the same reaction that Kimberly and I both had at this moment? How the plant can heal too. It was interesting, and I would have thought that would be something she would mention, especially when they walked past it. Like people were saying,
what? I didn't even think about it.
People were saying, oh, the air is cleaner up here, up high. We can breathe better. And
that's right, because the alien gave. Yeah, actually, that was the funny thing too when they were saying that about the air being cleaner. My first thought was, but why doesn't she say the alien gave me something? I forgot about the fact what it was they gave her.
Yeah, someone actually offers her oxygen in this episode. I think Nisha or somebody says, you need some oxygen. She says, no, I don't need that anymore. And she doesn't mention like, hey, you guys, if you take the space plums, you can breathe the air and live, right? Like it heals. I don't know what it does. It heals your lungs, or it makes you able to breathe ammonia, or whatever it does. Like she never mentions. I was kind of surprised. And Kimberly was also, like, as Kimberly says, I would have thought it'd be something she would mention when they walked right past it.
Yeah, she's in a different mindset right now.
I mean, it's either that or bad writing, and I'd like to attribute it more to her being in a bad mindset that she doesn't bother to tell them.
What? You don't want to blame bad writing?
Yeah. So she sends these guys on their way. And meanwhile, back at the ranch, I don't have great photographs of this, but back at the ranch, we have the rest of the gang, which really consists of Clark and Anisha, and the soldiers are left behind, right? And they have this whole diversionary setup planned to trick Verna's people. Apple didn't make photos available, but I enjoyed seeing like the total deterioration of Verna's group, and yet they're like the more squirrely they get, the more committed they become, and she becomes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I gotta say, she has really devolved into. They got to be careful because I almost feel like she's becoming a caricature.
Yeah.
She's kind of lost some of that, even though even though we obviously don't agree with her and everything. You can understand why the people did, and now I don't know. I just feel like they've kind of lost that. She's going in a direction that now I don't care about her. Is the way to say it, I guess.
Yeah. We had discussed over the last couple episodes the idea that, like, is she right, or is some part of her right? Like, that the aliens, like, why does she believe this? Why should be their redeemers? Are they redeemers? Is there, some part of the aliens we've talked about? Are there two different kinds of aliens? Because one type seems to be less committed to annihilating human beings than the hunter killers do, right? But when we see what her band of followers are like, they're, definitely the ones who've been in the dead zone are the crazier ones. Like Conrad is definitely the worst, right? We knew
not anymore.
Not anymore.
Conrad's
Clark's last great act was to take Conrad out, but Conrad's like losing his shit, and like people who ask for oxygen, he's like, "You're weak. Boom, let me shoot you." Right? While he takes oxygen for himself, you have to earn oxygen, and you have to like.
Well, that was the funny thing too, because I was like, when I don't remember the guy that they ended up killing, what his name was, but he's like, "Hey, can I get some of that?" And the girl turns around, she's like, "No." I'm like, what kind of ass backwards fucking cult is this shit?
Yeah. They're very they won't share they won't share the oxygen. Okay, Vernus people didn't bring any oxygen, which is like, I don't know why they didn't bring any oxygen. I guess they didn't have any oxygen, right? Like the people who've been living in the dead zone have all this oxygen. I don't know where they're getting it either, where it comes from, but they won't share it. And if you ask for it, they kill you, basically, right?
Well, you know what's funny is none of them were using oxygen either until they killed Carmichael.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Carmichael was the only guy who had oxygen. You're right.
Yeah, and then Conrad killed him, and now everybody's got oxygen.
Yeah. And like Verna watches a clearly unhinged Conrad like kill this guy and make this big speech about having to earn it and whatever. And Verna's like, "Oh yeah, he's right. Anybody else have a problem with that?" Okay. I was like, "Oh my God, is she like I feel like this is not a way to run a cult, right? Yes, you run a cult from intimidation, but her members are going to be dropping like flies pretty fast, right?" And she also seemed a little crazier when she was like, I can feel her. I can feel the mother. She's here. I can hear my sister's voice.
Yeah.
And I feel like she's just full on lying and crazy, because we don't see that swirly presence of when the aliens are watching you, right? When she first saw her sister, or thought she saw her sister, and it was there's that effect on the screen. Like, the aliens don't appear to be around or paying attention to her.
No.
I think definitely, Kimberly, maybe the dead zone makes you more unhinged, right? Like, they're all going crazy from lack of oxygen, I think, right?
I guess that could be part of it, but I don't know. I just feel like it, like I said, it's a degradation of her character.
Of her character, yeah. We did also see the aliens use like the mind control to make the Outpost 17 soldiers all kill each other, right? Of course, they were a threat, whereas Vernus people are supposedly not a threat to the aliens. This is the part that I really can't figure out, because we did see an alien come to Marilyn in the flashback, right? Which set her off on this. I don't know if maybe this is more than the aliens bargained for with these nut jobs hanging out in the dead zone. I don't know. But yeah, I think you're right. The degradation of her character. And she's like, I don't know. I felt like she was really desperate when she's like, I can feel the mother. I'm like, well, she's lying. She's just desperate for something to happen. Like, if you believed in all this and killed all these people, and it's going to turn out to not be, you have to believe it's true, right?
Right. Yeah, it's at the point now where you just keep going.
Yeah.
whether you're buying the shit or not, because if you falter now, it's not going to end well.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have deleted my photograph of Luke, but the sort of dramatic climax of the battle, and the battle's really going the way. Our guys are really winning this battle. Where are our guys? I don't have a good picture of them. There's a few of them there in the background. and it's Tucker, I think. Is it Tucker who pulls out Luke and is like, okay, this is it. I'm going to just shoot him in the head if you don't come out here. Is it Tucker? It's not Tucker. It's not Clark. I mean, she ends up shooting Clark in retaliation, but it is not Clark who does it. Clark does not hold
Langston
/ Luke. He does not hold Langston. I think it might be Tucker who, maybe it's not Tucker. Anyway, it's somebody who's dead now. You need
to write name, Karen. You need to write names down. Luke is their son.
Yeah.
I don't remember what Langston's other name was.
Oh, Langston has another name also.
I just remember Langston.
Anyway, I mean, first Conrad is held at gunpoint, right? And the fight breaks out. And Clark ends up stabbing Conrad with Verna watching. And then someone else is holding Langston. In the end, Verna shoots Langston herself, right?
Yes, yeah, she shoots both of them.
Yeah. Verna,
which I saw that coming. You knew it was happening.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty
Langston
obvious.
Was like, tell my mother I hope heaven has blue shutters or whatever, right?
Yeah, whatever.
And
whatever.
He's like basically saying, like, go ahead and shoot me. They're going to shoot me anyway. Don't surrender. So she shoots him. This guy who is like the nephew who has become a son to her. Tucker is shot and he dies in Anisha's arms. And they are speaking Farsi, which it wasn't subtitled. I guess it might be some kind of maybe a prayer. Oh, it wasn't subtitled on my team. What were they saying?
I don't remember. It was just basically, they were just basically saying goodbye, and she was,
Yeah, maybe I didn't have my subtitles on.
It should have been hardwired in.
Yeah, it should have been. I don't know why I didn't see any subtitles of the Farsi. But anyway, and then Verna comes back, and in retaliation, she really, I feel like, do you feel like she shot Clark? I feel like she had a shot at a lot of people, and she shot Clark on purpose. Like, I think
I felt that way too.
She shot, like, when she saw Anisha and Clark were in love, she shot him on purpose. I mean, granted,
I think it was also because of their history, maybe.
Yeah, because Anisha came to see her and then accidentally got embroiled in all this, and it was Anisha and Clark who went to warn Travante.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe that's why, but she shot him on purpose. I mean, she definitely and then we have this very uncharacteristic moment at the end. This picture is not obviously from this episode, but Anisha looks at the camera and she's like, Verna, and now I guess on a murder quest.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I immediately was like, "Oh, this is not gonna end." I was like, "You just uncaped." I was like, "You don't even know what you just did."
Yeah.
She is going to fuck some shit up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think, I think it was pretty. Did you think it was pretty good? This season's been a little all over the place, and there's
been highs and lows. Yeah.
The bit with the aliens is becoming harder to piece together and understand, and I don't really know if we're gonna get more next week or it will have to be in season 4. The plan, I think Simon Kinberg's plan has always been for 4 seasons.
Yeah, next season's the finale.
Yeah.
Or next season's the last one.
Yeah. So, I like that all our main characters are together and they have a common goal now, which has been a long time coming, but I think a bunch of the episode was this episode took a long time to get where it was going, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this whole dead zone thing has been taking a long time. And I think they held out on us with these aliens for a long time. And hopefully it's going to pay off next episode.
I mean, I do feel like things are ramping up quicker than usual. Yeah. As we get towards the end here. But definitely, it was definitely a good episode. I mean, this was definitely a good episode. I mean, until they shot Clark.
Yeah. I think I'm kind of gonna miss Clark.
Oh, I am too. Absolutely.
I like Clark, and he was very competent, and he was a good partner. These two actors had good chemistry together. I thought they were believable to me as a couple.
Yep. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right.
All right.
And now Anisha has lost 2 husbands now to the aliens.
And we only cared about one.
This is her second husband. Well, this husband was killed by a human, but she's lost 2 husbands since the invasion happened. She's really
yeah. Like I said, we actually cared about this one.
Yeah. This husband, her other husband was terrible. This husband is a little yeah.
All right.
Wait, I just want to hit. We skimmed over one of Kimberly's comments when we were talking about. I believe this is about Travante. Oh, this is about. I think she is logical. Oh, this is about Jamila. I think Jamila is logical and the only one giving Travante credit for his trauma versus everyone else blaming him or calling him an alien. Not everyone with the military people. Yeah, that's a good observation about why she's a little more understanding of what he explains happened on that ship. I'm so glad.
Not for nothing. For being a kid, she's more adult than most of them.
She is. She really is. I wish she'd have a little bit more to do, and maybe she will next week and then next season. So, Kimberly, I'm so happy you watched it all, and you can watch the finale with us. I'm actually going to watch the finale maybe when we get off here tonight or in the morning before my interview with Stephen Tracy tomorrow. So we can talk about that little episode, see if he lives. Go Reese. All right. Go Reese. R.I.P. Tucker.
All right. Hi, Jamie.
Jamie, hi.
Hi. Wait, let's go like that. There we go. Hello.
There you go.
There we go.
Oh, one more try. I'll be Karen. That's okay.
Oh, I didn't even.
They know who we are.
I didn't even realize you did that. There we go.
Everybody knows who we are.
But everybody knows. I think we know by now. But
all right, let's talk about this crappy ass show.
You didn't like the end, I take it then. I didn't love the end either, if I'm honest. Like let's
put the ending made the entire show pointless.
Ooh, them's fighting words.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but I didn't love the ending either. Yeah, I kind of had a feeling it was going to have a bad ending, and the part with Alex I thought was stupid. But I mean, at least one of.
I don't need a happy ending.
It's Wayward.
But I need this. I need the characters and the story to make sense. Like everything is left so open ended. Like nothing. And there's no real purpose. It's all about her hubris.
Yeah, and I think
I have the perfect way to make everybody wonderful. No, you have a perfect way to make everybody zombies.
Yeah, she's brainwashing everybody.
And don't get me started on Alex.
Feels like, and I said from the beginning, like it felt like it was more of a mystery and more of a kind of twisted thing than it was.
But there is no mystery. There's no mystery. When you get to the end of it, there is nothing.
And that's why I kept saying before, I didn't think it was going to end up being anything, like it could have been. I think it would have been a better story if they had made it something else, but, it's based on stuff. So.
I mean, I feel like where we end up, Alex is actually the worst character on the show. And not because of his decision at the end, but because the writing made no sense.
That's fair.
I mean, I have some problems with Alex's actions that we're going to talk about. I think the show, it started out kind of intriguing and then it just meandered around. And I think maybe ultimately, it wasn't really a mystery or a complete story. It was more like a meditation on trauma, like a meditation or an investigation, and not really a strong story with a beginning, middle, and end. But it was more like let's think about generational trauma and child rearing, and I mean this show it's really very critical of parents, and like no parent on this show really gets away without being like fully. There's not a portrait of a good loving parent,
no.
or I mean, a parent who was flawed, loving but flawed, but like I don't know. And there are points like we're going to talk later, I guess, about when Lila calls her mother, and that was so bad that I thought, is this Lila's POV? Is this not really how that call went down? But like, she's been I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's at least go loosely in order. I did less pictures, so it shouldn't be as hard, but let's kind of. So we get this flashback. What did you guys think about the flashbacks that we got though with
Oh, we're watching a Charles Manson reenactment.
Yeah.
It did seem like that. I'll give you that. It did seem like that. But
I mean,
I don't know. I mean, I think it was interesting, but like I said, I feel like this show did a lot better when it was something else. Like which is what I was worried about from the beginning, is once you realize kind of that it's only about the bad things that happened there, it kind of like takes away from it. I mean, there's obviously some weird ass brainwashing type thing going on, but it isn't really weird. You know what I mean? Like, it's not supernatural. It's not any big mystery. And I think that that's kind of what ruined it for me. But that being said, I mean, I kind of get seeing some of, Evelyn's flashbacks and learning why she became the way she did. She kind of started with her parents, I guess, which is why she's against all the other parents.
Yeah, but it made me kind of, you see, why she was angry at her parents. I mean, yeah, we see that, she didn't create this cult. She joined this cult. And how that evolved. But I mean, one thing that's missing for me is how she came to be the leader of, like, she's a complete farce. She has no training. She has no psychology degree. She has no medical degree. She's drugging these kids. She's like, how she became, I get why she's powerful. Yeah. I get why she's powerful within the town, because everybody in the town is in the cult, but I don't get how parents like send their kids to the school with like really zero due diligence, because she's a complete charlatan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of the parents don't care. I'm not saying all of them. I'm saying some of the parents. That's kind of the point. That
you know what though?
Into it.
But, how dare Evelyn's parents tell her not to leave with a much older man?
Yeah.
How dare they?
Yeah,
that's kind of where it started.
But I mean, these parents, this is not the only school of its kind. How this 18 kids have gone missing? How is the school I know these schools are not accredited, but like, I don't really. If the parents don't care, then you don't have to send your kid all the way to another country. You could just, right? Like, I don't think necessarily the parents don't care.
Well, yeah, I
don't think it's valid that they set it up that zero of the kids have a parent who cares. Like, there's not one kid in, like, it's just, it was a little too sloppy with the idea that
I think the parents that care are lied to or killed.
Yeah, but the closest we get to a caring parent is Abby's mom.
Yeah,
because at least she's. Well, yeah, and the parent that got killed for.
I kind of assumed that happened to all of them. No, we don't really know what happened to Laura's parents. I assume that she did kill him, but
I don't think she did, and I'll tell you why.
Accurate, because it's an unreliable narrator.
Yes, that's the problem. The whole show is an unreliable narrator, and the reason I do think that Evelyn killed her parents and not Laura is because of all the other people Evelyn killed or had killed.
Yeah, you kind of have to, I think, make up your own mind. I mean, I guess that's the point.
And that's the problem. There's too much.
Yeah, that's the problem. I agree.
There is too much making up your own mind. Like, I was okay with the ending when I thought Alex was getting in the car at the end, and I was like, okay, they're going to go, they're going to call the police, they're going to shut this whole thing down. At least Evelyn's dead. And then you find out it's just Alex thinking this is what could have happened, but it's not. Asshole.
Yeah. No, I think too much was left open, and that's why I'm saying, like, as for who killed who, it's the same thing with like Lila's sister. It's like we're told that they did it, but I agree.
Well, yeah, that
we know that they did.
Yeah, that absolutely is.
Side, I kind of think Laura might have. That one to me was more of an if. I think Lila, I think she lied to Lila. I don't think Lila hurt her sister, you know, from what Abby said. But yeah.
The whole show, I feel like none of it was about getting answers. It was more about the process and the I don't even know. I mean, I thought this episode was interesting. I was still, intrigued, until I get to the finale, and it's just like.
Well, let's recap it and review it a bit. We can come back down to some of these final questions and final opinions. I have quickly. I mean, you saw I changed my avatar for tonight, you guys, right? And I changed it back to the angry, shouty banana because that's how I feel about some of these shows tonight.
That's fair. Well, we talked about the flashbacks. So let's talk about the fact that Alex is, I guess, kind of hiding right now and keeping his cool and shutting up and pretending that he's all down with it. I think that was the smart move, obviously. It was kind of funny, though, because, and I don't know for sure if this is from this episode or not, but it's kind of interesting how it parallels what Laura is telling everybody else. Because Laura is like kicking up a stink and saying, oh, we got to get rid of Evelyn. Well, not get rid of Evelyn, but, that Evelyn's wrong. Evelyn did this. Evelyn hurt us. And at the same time,
it's all true.
Kind of doing the opposite, and which I find funny that it was like that. And maybe they should have talked to each other a little bit more. It might have went a little bit different. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have Rabbit, who clearly is starting in this episode, I feel like, to realize that Evelyn's doesn't have her best interest at heart. I mean, she wants to adopt Stacy. Why? We don't know. Because Stacy's a little nutter.
She has a kinship with Stacy.
No, I know. But yeah, Evelyn treats her like shit, and she takes it, and it's kind of like you feel a little bit bad.
Well, they all do.
You kind of don't. I feel a little bit bad for Rabbit in this scene. Like, you want her to stick up for herself, but at the same time, it's like she kind of is letting it happen, and she did help Stacy kill Daniel. So it's kind of like, I don't know if I should feel bad for her or not. I mean, the same thing happened to her as everybody else. She's been brainwashed too. So
yes, and I think part of her affinity for Stacy, like all the kids hated Stacy. Everybody was really mean to Stacy even before she took the leap, right? Like, because Stacy was a rat and a suck up to Evelyn and a spy, and kids can be mean, and especially in this situation, which is high stress. Like, I could see why Rabbit maybe felt an affinity to Stacy more than some of the other kids. And then she did like basically like use Stacy as her weapon to kill Daniel, and now maybe feels guilty about it. And right. And it's interesting that it was after the leap, because the leap, as I came to understand the leap, and I'm not saying I do understand the leap, but I think that's when Evelyn drugs them and takes away their memories of their trauma. And so, like, if that had happened before the leap, you could take away the memory of Stacy killing him. But it was post leap, right? Like, Stacy had already leapt.
Yeah, I think part of it is, though, it seems like taking whatever she's doing, taking away their memories, and that is making them like numb. So I don't even think Stacy probably cared that she killed somebody.
You're right.
It's just like how Laura can't love her child.
That's like, I was just gonna say the same thing. Like she took Laura's ability to love a child away because of whatever happened. I'm assuming, whatever happened with her parents.
Yeah, I gotta say, that kind of made me wonder, does Laura really love Alex? Or does Laura love the idea of the nuclear family with Alex? But can she really love anyone post-leap, right?
I don't know. I mean, part of me thinks that, like, whatever Evelyn did had somewhat not worked on Laura, and that's why Laura was going against her, and that maybe she could learn to love, but she's so messed up at this point. Yeah, it's hard to tell.
The whole show is so convoluted, and there's really no definitive answers about anything at all.
No, there isn't.
Which is okay. Which can be okay.
Which can be okay, but not in this case. And another thing, I'm glad you just showed these two, because this was another stupid ass thing, because You're going to tell me they've been suspicious of Alex this whole time, and now he's just magically all of a sudden turned over a new leaf and be like, yeah, I'm just going to go with the flow, and you guys are right, and everything's fine. And they buy it. It's not convincing.
I don't think he really did. I think that's why he was able to follow him later when he found Daniel's body. I don't think he ever really trusted him. I think he just pretended to, because he was trying to find out what was going on. That's how I took that.
He got drunk and gave up so much information. It's not even funny.
He did, but I feel like that was part of their plan to get Alex on their side.
I don't think so.
Felt like.
No, Laura says, Alex, he likes to drink. Give him a few whiskeys and see what happens, right?
That too. But I'm just saying, like, I don't think he ever trusted Alex because he was clearly following him.
I think he totally trusted him because he took the bugs out of the house.
He did.
That
he took the bugs out of the house.
I thought them taking the bugs out was part of the plan. I felt like.
Oh,
and you know what? And that's
Alex feel trusted.
Yeah,
and that's fair, Jamie, because nothing makes any sense in the show. So that's fair.
That makes more sense. That actually makes more sense what Jamie's saying.
That's why I assumed that, because he was following him later. Otherwise, he wouldn't have found him in the woods. So I figured it was all farce. The drunk part, maybe not, but the rest of it. Through this, Laura's acting weirder and weirder through the first episode. We don't really know what's going to happen yet, but that's just kind of her going down. Let's see. They have their pizza party, and this guy, and he's so funny though. What's his name? I forget what his name is already.
Duck.
Duck, yeah.
Duck, yeah.
I think some of the stuff with Duck is funny. He's
a terrible singer.
Yeah, he is, but he's having a good time. Let's see, more weird. Okay, then we have Rabbit comes to see Laura. Now, Laura is coming because Evelyn asked her to, but she's kind of, I felt like, feeling out Laura because she's not sure how she feels about Evelyn at this point. Because
we find out they had a relationship.
They were roommates.
Yeah, I don't know if did they say they had a relationship? I mean, I know they were friends, but I didn't.
It was heavily implied.
Oh, really? I didn't get that.
They said she said something about leaving her.
Yeah,
when Laura left, like you left
as the roommate.
Yeah, but it was definitely more than.
I think
at least it was okay. You know what? You guys saw it that way. I saw it this way again because nothing is clear.
Now that you said that, it does make sense, but I hadn't picked up on that.
It definitely felt that way.
Yeah. Well, it could have went either way, really. But yeah, I will say that Rabbit does seem to have a preoccupation with Laura that makes that make more sense.
Really?
The way she acts around her.
I guess. And Laura does say something like, well, what we had. She makes a remark about what we had. I just thought, like, most of the brainwashed people stay in town. Most of the kids who leap stay in town. But Laura left the town. And so I took it along to being like,
that too,
and has been out of touch all these years, right? Like, I took it like that like that's more what she meant when it's like you left me. Yeah.
Let's see. So we have Rory and Abby who are plotting to leave and have found a blind spot on the camera. And she's not sure if Lila's still on her side, but Lila does give her the batteries for the walkie-talkie like she said she would. Now, I through a lot of this was not sure if Lila was really on the up and up or if she was doing it for Evelyn. Like, I, for quite a lot of it, really thought she had told Evelyn what was happening. And I mean, she might, that's the thing too. I'm not even entirely sure because at the same time they knew to go get Alex. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure how much she told Evelyn still. It's a little bit of a blank.
Well, they figured out about Alex because of knowing about Riley.
Okay. So they didn't necessarily know they were still communicating. That's what I was trying to figure out. And it was a little confused in my head because I, for most of it, thought that she had told Evelyn and that was why Evelyn went to leap Alex. But I guess it doesn't have to be. Again, it wasn't super explained. But I guess Lila did not.
She was hold on. She was leaping Alex because of Laura.
Yeah,
because Laura was shutting her out. She thought if she did the leap with Alex, that Laura would come back to her.
That's true. But I don't know. I wasn't sure for a lot of it if Lila was actually wanting to help Abby, I guess is what I'm saying. Like I think they did a good job, at least to me, of not making me sure if she was going to really help her or she was setting her up. And it turned out she was helping her, but she didn't go with
I
her.
never thought Lila was setting Abby up, but I thought I could see that Lila was having doubts about whether she wanted to leave or not. And I thought there would maybe, throughout this, I felt there was a risk that Lila might tell, but I never felt that she already had told. I just thought I could really see that she's starting to believe and that Evelyn's starting to, Evelyn was grooming her throughout this, right? Like Evelyn's taking her on picnics and saying, oh, you're very bright and only a few students get to leap. And it's this like grooming thing that there's no way the kid is going to say no to the leap, right?
Right. And that's why I thought maybe she had let her in on some things. To me, it was kind of played that you weren't sure, but I mean, you can. I guess it depends how much you trusted Lila and you trusted that friendship. I was glad to see it did survive. Obviously, through the episode, she's trying to get Lila to hate Abby, and Abby sees that, and Lila doesn't seem to at the beginning. But yeah, that's what's so cruel too. It's like these girls could have maybe gotten better because they had each other, but it's like, no, they have to make them enemies of each other. That's kind of the point, you know?
I thought Ellen was not wrong, really, when she says to Abby, you know what's going to happen? You're going to go back home to your stable family. You're going to go to college. You're going to forget. You're going to grow apart from Lila, and you're going to move on. And Lila's going to be left, like, you know, with her life. And I'm like, okay, that's not wrong.
That part is probably true, yeah.
I talked to exactly one person from high school. I don't, like, hate the other people from high school. I just lost touch with them, right?
Mm-hmm. And I think that she knew that Lila was on a much more destructive path than Abby too. Mm-hmm. I think that Abby could have been, I don't want to say fixed because that's not the right term, but could have been helped, that she could have led a better life, where I think Lila was down a darker path.
I think Abby has caring parents. While her father was cold and stern and harsh,
her mother seemed to care.
No, that doesn't mean he didn't care. He just didn't go about it the right way, or in the like he's a person who has whatever kind of upbringing he had, or whatever cultural whatever, or whatever, he can't deal with girls or whatever. I don't think he was not a loving, or that he was
ever intended for her not to come home.
Yes.
That's a better way to look at it. Yeah.
I
don't think her mother could be bothered either way.
I don't think. Well, that woman is heavily traumatized by the death of her older daughter. And if you believe that Lila killed Jess, then you have to wonder, does her mother think that Lila killed Jess?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, we don't have enough information about really any character. That we get virtually no backstory of anybody. So whatever they give us on the screen is what we're supposed to believe about that person, but we don't know. We never find out what Alex's what happened in Detroit.
Yeah, we're guessing.
You know, we see these flashbacks of her mother that are completely unreliable in, you know, when she's in the mirror room. So I don't hold any of that, whatever. But the one time we do see her mother when she's on the phone with her, and the boyfriend is like, "Come on, we got to go," you know, like that seems cold and harsh and everything. But we don't know what came before. We don't know the actual truth, so we don't know. Her mother could have been great, like the best mother in the world, and Jess dies, and her mother went into a depression, and it's not about Lila.
You're right. And the thing is whether
we don't know that, and we're never going to know that.
Here's the thing. Whether Lila killed her sister or not, I'm guessing there's a very big possibility that Evelyn told her mother she did. So in order to,
you know what? But we don't have time to talk about maybe what ifs.
Yeah,
but I'm saying, so I could understand her mother kind of being like scared of her in that sense and not wanting her back because she thinks she killed her sister.
Yeah, but this whole show about guessing and subjugation.
No, I read that totally. I thought Evelyn set the phone call up, and I thought Evelyn might have said something to Lila's mother. Wait, let me finish, Jamie. I thought like she might have set it up like, it's not good for you to talk to Lila too much. Don't be too friendly. Don't make her miss home. Don't make her any promises about coming home. Like, I thought Lila Evelyn could have maybe, because, you know, she stands right next to Lila the whole time she's on the phone, and she hangs it up and says, "Oh, I'm sorry that phone call didn't go well." Or she makes some comment. Like, Evelyn knows it. She's prepared for it not to go well. She knows it's not going to go well. I kind of thought maybe I mean, how does Evelyn know how does Lila's mother know Lila's calling that day? Only if Evelyn set it up. Lila, like,
Right.
the mother says, "Oh, I forgot you're going to call me today."
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Evelyn has to have set up that phone call.
Mhm.
And let's not forget, Evelyn wants to be everybody's mommy.
Mhm.
And she's setting up, from what we see on the screen, I feel like she's setting up Lila to be the new Laura.
Yeah.
But she wants to destroy all of those children's They believe parenting is bad and that parents are bad for children. And they want to, like, the whole goal of the school is to sever your relationship with your parents.
Well, that's
There's
why they don't
CPS,
allow
there's CPS on crack.
They are. They think all parents screw up all children and that children should not, cannot, you're doomed to be ruined by your parents, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, pretty much.
We got to move a little quicker here.
All right, let's move.
No, I'm trying. So she tries to get Lila on her side. We said that. We get more flashback that maybe we didn't need all of. Let's see. We talked about him throwing the listening devices away. Abby does talk to Alex towards the end of the episode. And they plan, I think this is where he says that he's going to leave the car. I don't know if this is where he says he's going to leave the carport or not, but he's still talking to her. He's been waiting.
No, that
for
wasn't
Abby
the thing.
This is where
we've been waiting for Abby to call, but Abby didn't have batteries, so it took.
This is where Abby's like, "Is it true that you killed Riley? How come you lied to me? You're a lying liar." Right? I think that's what this conversation is.
Oh yeah, it might be. I thought that.
I forgot about the lying liar.
Yeah.
So she finds out. We also have this scene where Evelyn makes them hate. Tries to make Lila hate Abby than the other way around, but kind of tries to make them hate each other.
I don't know. She wants them to hate each other. She wants to sever that relationship and break the friendship. I don't know that she wants Abby to see Lila as someone who's dragging her down. And she wants Lila to see Abby as someone who doesn't really love her or care about her. And there's even a moment here where she says, "You're just like Jess." So this is totally wrong. In this scene, Lila says, "You're just like Jess. You need me to be the screw up so you can be the good one." But in that flashback, we saw Jess was the screw up and Lila was kind of the good one who was getting a job.
I think how she meant it was that in the eyes of everybody outside of like her friends and everything, like to her mother, she wanted Jess to be, Lila to be the screw up so that Jess looked good. That's how I took it, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think to say that Evelyn wants Lila to hate Abby is not really.
She wants not to be friends.
She wants Evelyn thinks she's opening her eyes to this bad relationship. I mean, she wants these kids to have no connections. This is how you break them down and get them to. This is cult leader 101, right?
Yeah. The thing that I thought was interesting is Abby seemed to know what she was doing and seemed to not fight it as much. Like she kind of admitted to Lila, I think, more than she wanted to, the things that Evelyn said, because she felt like she couldn't win at that point. Not necessarily that she felt that way. Did you feel like that? Maybe that was just me, but that's kind of how I felt a little bit. That Abby
They're teenage girls. They're
Yeah. And Abby is a far less damaged and she's not traumatized. She has kind of a harsh taskmaster of a dad. She's not really a traumatized and messed up
junkie.
A junkie. She hasn't been through Lila is maybe one of the most damaged kids in the facility right now. And Abby, she does come from like a kind of a stable home. And so yeah, I mean, I'm coming around to agree with you, Jamie. I'm just not really sure what I'm trying to say, but Abby reacts a little differently.
Yeah. Well, Evelyn was also saying, I feel like Evelyn was making Abby feel like her being friends with Lila was hurting Lila. So therefore she kind of went along with what she said, even though she didn't necessarily believe the things Lila was spouting out, if that makes sense. Like Lila was like, "You don't love me," and like she, "You're going to leave me," and she kind of like said, "Yeah," but I feel like she did it because she at that moment kind of believed her that Lila was being worse off because she was friends with her. Like she really got to her. I felt like she kind of gave up. Yeah. I don't know. That whole scene was really messed up, and it
was
awful.
good. It was a good scene.
I mean, it was done well, but it was awful because you feel awful for what's going on. And then we go back to the fact. Okay, that's where they talk. Sorry, I skipped that. That's where they talk at the fence, and you're right. She's like, "You killed Riley," and he's like, doesn't really say he didn't, so she knows he did. And,
no, he says he came at my wife with a knife. It was an accident. He totally says he killed her.
But I don't know that she believes him at this point. But yeah, you're right. He did say it was self-defense.
Yeah.
So then he goes back to his house and he hears Laura becoming a cult leader. I mean, that's what it felt like, right? It was very bizarre.
Didn't feel like it. That's what was happening.
That's what was happening, but Alex didn't know it was happening.
And the pivotal line is when Laura says, "I will never leave you. I will stay here and be with you. I will never leave you."
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Laura has been promising Alex, "We will leave before the baby's born." And it was at this moment that I started to believe that this was always Laura's plan. And she came back to town to stage a coup over Evelyn. And I thought that Laura has really maybe been lying to Alex all around long, and this has been Laura's plan.
I feel like some of that kind of happened as they were there. I don't know whether she truly loves Alex. I think that she thinks she loves Alex. I think that she's loved him the way that she.
I think she loves the idea. I think she loves the idea of Alex.
And I think she wanted the baby. But I think at a certain point, she did believe that what Evelyn did was bad for her and that she should be the one making choices. She didn't like that Evelyn didn't want him to have children and everything else. And she kind of got into that community idea. So no, I don't think she at the beginning thought that. I don't know
I
that
didn't
she
know either.
Move, though. I will agree with that.
I think it grew. I think it really started at the flea market is when it kind of, I feel like that's when it started.
There's this moment at the end that we're going to talk about when Evelyn is talking to Alex about Laura and she says she's ruthless. Evelyn says Laura is ruthless. And that also to me was like, oh, Laura has engineered this whole thing for a long time, much longer.
You can believe Evelyn though?
Yeah, that's where I think
yes and no.
And that's why I said I think there's a possibility that Laura did kill her parents. I think that in that instance, it may have been the case, but it's not shown. But at the end of this episode, that isn't yet. The end of this episode is her telling the rest of the story of what happened to Evelyn and her saying that she killed that guy and that then they all had
she doesn't say she killed that guy. She says, "So I left." We see her strangling the guy, but the voiceover, she's saying to Lila, "So I left." And Lila says, "You left?"
Killed him.
I don't think she told Lila she murdered somebody. No.
Oh, no, she didn't tell her that, but I mean, she killed him.
We see her kill him, but she tells Lila, "I left."
And then there's that creepy hug thing again.
Oh, the creepy hug thing is just so, creepy and weird.
Very, very bizarre. Hold on, I got to switch the photo. And then
I mean, so this maybe was her first murder of this guy, right? Maybe was her first murder we see. It's the first cult related murder. But yeah, she definitely doesn't say to Lila, "I killed the guy and took over."
No.
She says she left, and in fact, she never left. In that town ever since.
And part of that conversation, basically, she's like, "I saw a better way to do it," which is exactly what Laura ends up, with her cult.
Yeah, you're right.
They all see better ways to do it.
Yeah,
I better build a better cult.
Yeah.
But are you happy, Jamie, that you found out that the toads were involved? They were using the poison from it. That was what the drug was.
Oh, I missed that part.
That's the drug.
I missed that.
Yeah, poor Timothy, the toad that she makes Rabbit clean out his aquarium. I think maybe Timothy's there to provide the poison.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense, but I missed that.
She says in that part, she says like we were using psychedelics provided by the toads in the area, something like that, right?
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so then in the next episode, she goes to see Laura right away because she's like, "Oh no, Alex is, causing problems. I'm going to make him leap," and thinks that will fix it. And Laura's like, "If you touch him, I'll kill you." And she's like, "Too late." So we know that, it's going down, and Wayne is on the way to.
So
Actually, this is before. I must have skipped the picture about the fact that, and either that or I'm getting confused with the order. But Alex finds Daniel's body, and that's
Yes.
why.
That was the picture that you showed earlier.
Okay, and that's why Wayne grabs him, or as part of.
Yeah, because Abby's the one that tells him to go look for Daniel.
Abby's like, this kid Daniel. Did you find Daniel? And Alex like, who's Daniel? And she's like, the kid who went missing. You like, they said you were looking for him, and Alex like, I'm not looking for him, and I'm pretty sure he's been reported missing. Where'd you last see him? And Abby says, on top of Mount Otis.
Yeah, and that's where I'm saying I think that Wayne was following him all along. I think that he had never stopped, and we know now that Evelyn sent him to get Alex.
Can you go back to the picture of Evelyn? Do you guys think, why do you think Evelyn is like so desperate to get into Laura's? She's always coming around and trying to be like, make nice with Laura and get in with Laura. And she's like, loves Laura so much, but allegedly she hadn't spoken to Laura in like 20 years, right? Like Laura, like.
Because Laura's the one that got away. Because Laura, I killed your parents so I could be your mommy. Love me.
Laura's the one who got away, except that she doesn't believe in parental love.
I think Evelyn also has her own issues, though. I think Evelyn looks at her
but
like
Laura doesn't believe in. But Evelyn doesn't believe in parental love. Yet she says, "I'm everyone's mother."
Yeah, she does.
I think that she had a bad parents, so she thinks.
No, she didn't.
She didn't have bad parents. She got pregnant out of wedlock in the 70s.
No, I said you think she had bad parents. They took her daughter or son or whoever, I forget, her kid away, and she blamed them. So therefore, everybody has awful parents, and she's better. She can make a better mother than any of their real mothers. I feel like is kind of where she's coming from. Like she wants to know everything.
I don't agree 100%.
I don't know if she really cares about them or not, but it's like a twisted.
She made a commitment to having no children in the entire community, and instead, basically kidnapping and brainwashing children. Like she doesn't believe in like biological parenthood, basically, because she believes that you will visit your generational trauma upon your children, right?
Yeah. But why she acts like mother to him, that part I don't understand. That's why I said it's a weird twisted.
I like AJ's explanation that Laura's the one who got away. Everyone stays in that town. I mean, not all of them. Everybody who leaps stays in town. Some kids go back to their parents.
I don't think she cares. I don't think she cares. Because of the way we see her treating Lila, I am assuming was her type of relationship with Laura. You can tell that just by what we see on screen. You can tell that she holds Laura in the highest regard.
And Laura rejected.
Rabbit stayed to work there, and she treats Rabbit like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Laura is held to a much higher echelon, which is why I feel that way. And again, just based on what I'm seeing on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're not told everything.
All right, sorry, I made you go back. Sorry.
Yeah, but either way, she's intending to have Wayne grab Alex. Back at the school, they are made to bury their old selves because I'm guessing all of them are preparing for the leap. I kind of thought might be the case. It wasn't super clear, but I think what this is about.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
I think they're all the kids who are in Ascend, but not all Ascends eventually leap.
Right.
Right. So that's what that is about.
Evelyn tells Laura when she pitches the leap to Lila, she says like a few special kids. I think she says 1 or 2 per year, but we've seen her leap 2 in the last like 2 weeks. I think she's telling them they're super special, but maybe they're not as special as she wants them to think.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think getting to that point is kind of the goal, because you're right. I don't think she wants them to leave. I think she wants everybody to stick around because she's nuts. And then there's more of her with Laura. Oh, this is where she says too late. I already sent them.
I think also if you're going to convince people that they can't have biological children, but you're going to provide foster children, you need to keep leaping enough kids to provide them with children and shut them up, right?
That's true too.
And to grow your town.
Yeah. Now this is where Stacy gets placed, and poor Rabbit's, really
poor Rabbit.
I don't know why I feel sorry for her in this moment, because
I know, but
she clearly is not equipped to raise a person as disturbed as Stacy.
She had her kill somebody for her.
Yeah. Maybe Maybe she
I did
wants
not feel bad. I mean, they want us to feel bad for Rabbit somewhat in this situation because of the way they did it, but I didn't feel bad for Rabbit at all. I was like, who cares?
Maybe she wants to keep an eye on Stacy since Stacy knows the truth, and maybe that's why Evelyn will never let Stacy.
No, I
go
think
with
it was a
Rabbit.
genuine. I think it was a genuine. No, I do feel that Rabbit's connection to Stacy was genuine, and that
Yeah.
she wanted to be the one to care for her.
The thing is Rabbit is just as messed up as all of the kids. So
No kidding.
Maybe more so.
It's kind of like, yeah. So it's like
Rabbit used to be one of the
bad
kids.
for her, like there's still, it's not. I don't. You know, some of the stuff that they do isn't necessarily all their fault because they were really messed up by Evelyn. Is kind of the idea. So you can feel a little bit bad for her. So Abby and Lila make up, and they decide that they are going to try to get out of there with Rory. They make an agreement, and everybody works with them to help them break out. I'm kind of surprised they got the other kids to help them if they weren't going with them, but they did.
Well, because the plan is we get out and we send help.
Yeah, but do you really think that would have happened? Like, do you think the kids really believe that would happen? I don't think it would.
Look,
why not?
They already tried a mass escape and it didn't work.
Think about it. Since they got there, these two have been at the forefront of everything.
Yes.
If I'm stuck in this place, I'm going to believe that these two can pull it off.
But I also kind of feel like, what is Abby going to do? Like, Abby got out, and what is she going to do?
Who knows?
All people.
Who cares?
Call the New York Times? Like, who knows, right? But
call the actual police?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things she could do. I also think that teenagers have a great belief in their own ability. And you know, they don't evaluate risk the way we do. They don't evaluate, but this is their only chance. They already tried a mass escape and it didn't work. And they're not going to, the only chance is for for a small group. And I think AJ's right. You can see that these two are the most equipped to make it.
Yeah, I'm just saying there's nothing she can do for them once she's out. Like there's
she can. She can
call she can't.
There's nothing she can do. She can call the press. She can call the
police.
Are you
kidding me?
But what proof does she have? Like once she's out of there,
I was there.
I was there. I mean, Jamie, you don't think that a child's allegation of abuse would be immediately investigated by
how about hey, mom and dad, this is what happened to me while I was there. And you know what? Her dad might have been very strict, but maybe. I guarantee you her dad would have probably been on the phone with the governor.
Maybe, but the way that I'm looking at it is, number one, they have parental rights of the kids. A lot of the kids that are in here now, and
yes, they have guardianship. Yeah,
that in all the years that they've had this school, that there isn't somebody that moved away that tried to tell on them. I just feel
because they didn't let they didn't let anybody leave that wasn't.
That's the 18 kids they killed.
Yeah,
I guess it could be.
The 18 missing kids were all killed. Those missing kids were all killed. Those 18.
Yeah.
Yes, right? But I'm just saying, in reality, I can't believe.
Oh, I'm talking reality, Jamie. In reality,
there's a lot she can do. In
reality, it doesn't matter that this school has guardianship over these children. If she goes to the police and reports it's still abuse. It's child abuse. It doesn't matter if you're the fucking guardian or not. It's child abuse.
But they can go after her, or if there's people in that town that are part of it.
I mean, there's the part where she's manufacturing her own hallucinogenic drugs out of toads and giving it to people without their consent.
She's giving it to minors.
There's huge drug charges right there. Never, aside from the guardianship, there's the drug charges and the abuse. I think there's a lot Abby could do.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think she ended up doing anything, but that's besides the point.
I just don't know that it would work. I mean, I'd like to see it would work. I just guess.
Why wouldn't it work?
Because like I said, there could be people in that town that won't believe. Just because somebody says they're abused doesn't mean everybody automatically believes them. I'm not.
She's not talking to people in that town. She is going somewhere else and getting authorities outside of this little community.
I think a child's allegations of abuse
absolutely.
I think the press is maybe a better outlet for her than police, but the police in her own town. I like AJ's idea of the father calling. The father would get a big lawyer.
There
seems to be some money
absolutely.
In the
there is no doubt in my mind that place would get shut down in a heartbeat.
I think it's somewhere in between Jamie saying there's nothing they can do and we saying there's a ton. Somewhere in the middle, there's at least one or two things she can do.
There is a caveat here. Based on how this shit ended, I don't think Abby did a fucking thing. I don't even think Abby went home.
Well,
I think
Abby
Abby-
was on the way out. I don't know that she got. Oh crap! Hold on.
I think Abby's going to go into hiding because
Sorry,
she
hold on a
sees.
second. My dog
okay.
got behind my table. We're trying to get her out.
That's okay.
Okay, we got her.
Is
Sorry.
Jamie's picture looks like she's like in that little gun turret on the Millennium Falcon.
No,
You know how it's like a circle,
it's at a computer desk. That's supposed to be a microphone.
but that window with the
Yeah, the window.
Oh,
Yeah.
kind
All right,
of, yeah.
moving on so we can get this thing done.
Okay. So anyway, they kidnap Alex and are getting ready to leave him. Wayne sticks him there until Evelyn can get
So
there.
this is interesting, this whole coming sequence, because Evelyn usually does the leap on people that she has like prepped and molded and brainwashed for a while, right? And like
and they're willing.
They're willing. They go in there willingly. To leap an unwilling participant like this, I was like, this could be really interesting, but in the end, it doesn't, go anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know how well it would work. I mean, I don't think you can just. I mean, again, it's not real, but I don't think you can erase somebody's memories that easily just by giving them drugs. And like, she's got to really brainwash them too, Just like I think Laura, whatever happened, I think Laura remembers a lot of it.
I mean, Laura has referred
back
to the leap as a chemical lobotomy. And so she feels like, a lobotomy like damages part of your brain, right?
Yeah.
To achieve
it. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
All right. So when they're trying to escape, they get this brilliant plan to make. I love how they did this though, because this is just funny.
It was kind of great.
Yeah, made a fake letter to
Mule.
From
Remind me of the animal.
Yeah, from Mule's fiance that he's coming to surprise her, and they sneak it in there. And I didn't realize they were going to get in her car, and that was awesome that it worked. And they didn't even believe it. They're like laughing, but they let her leave.
Just because they're so mean. They like when she's like, my fiance is coming to meet me, and they're all like, like clearly none of them believe she has a fiance, right? That it's a fake internet thing. It's kind of mean. Like, just because she's not a blonde bombshell doesn't mean she couldn't have a fiance, right?
Yeah. And I think she's supposed to really have a fiance. I mean, I don't think that part's supposed to be fake.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure that Evelyn would, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, they're very mean to her.
Yeah. Well, either way, they figure out that the kids found a blind spot in the camera. And there's where he's threatening that poor little kid. But yeah, they actually snuck into her car, which was so smart, so they can get out.
It's the school bus, but yeah.
Yeah, well, whatever. When she left,
why she doesn't have a car, but whatever. Yeah,
bus. But they snuck in. Let's see, and then meanwhile, there's more of these scenes, which we already talked about. We see them getting ready to give Alex the drugs, and Rabbit's acting kind of a little weird at this point. Not quite there, but you're kind of wondering, is she going to do something? And then there's the kids.
Oh, that's a great shot of the kids, getting out of the van in the background.
Yeah, they got it. Oh, in the background. Yeah, they are there. You can't.
They're in the background getting out.
Yeah. All right, so they run away and they get into these people's house that they see leaving, and I don't know what the hell the thing with the cheese was, but it was funny.
Well, because there's that scene. It's funny because of back in the first first time we see Abby at home and her sister's yelling at her for eating all the brie.
Okay, I love that. Well, this was
it's a callback.
Rory that wanted it though, and it's like
I know.
But it's just a callback to the cheese. Yeah,
but it was funny. So yeah, I don't know what the little micro house was about. I'm not sure what the point of that was.
I thought the point of this was, they have a dollhouse that's kind of like of their house, and I just felt
it was always being watched, I guess.
No. I felt it was Lila looking at this like perfect little family, this dream of a perfect family that is something she never had. And Evelyn's like making her think something like that is possible. It's not what Evelyn would offer you in the end, but I think Lila's seeing this as possible only through
right. That I agree with, but they could have had that happen by her looking at family photos on the wall. I'm saying I don't know that I understand what the point was that they had a miniature house in there to begin with. Other than, like, I get what you're saying.
It's a dollhouse that you might have
accomplished it with photos. I feel like
I don't think that if I looked at photos of strangers, I would see myself in them the way I might in this perfect little idealized little home.
A happy. I figured maybe if it was a happy family, you could. I didn't know. Okay. Well, anyway, Lila is kind of changing. Deciding maybe not to go. Excuse me. Then we go back. Let's see. It keeps going back and forth. Okay. So Lila decides she's not going. I mean, I think we kind of saw this coming before it happened.
I didn't see it coming.
I didn't see it way ahead, but like a little bit before I started to think, I bet she's not going to go because she's being swayed by Evelyn. And I find that the really sad part, that like she could have gotten out and she didn't, and she chose to stay. Like that's what makes it
was
bad.
Only when she looked at the dollhouse did I start to think, oh, maybe she won't go. And so I didn't see it coming, and yet it didn't surprise me, right?
Me personally, I think it was ridiculous. Everything they've been through, everything they've done to get to this point. Why would Lila? Why? I mean, yeah, she can get to her a little. Evelyn can get to her a little bit with some of the stuff and everything. But to be like, to actually think that what Evelyn is doing is helping, I don't buy that for a second for Lila.
Well,
that is not the character we've seen.
I mean, she thinks she has nobody to go back to, and she's
does she? I mean, her mother didn't say you can't come home.
I'm saying
but it just doesn't. It falls flat for me. I feel like we were not given enough to believe that she has bought into this and that thinks that this is her only way. Go out in the world and make your own way. That is who Lila is. I mean, even Daniel never broke the whole time he was there. You know what I mean?
I do think that Lila, I mean, I agree with you, AJ, in the sense that Lila has been presented to us as a very strong personality, a very strong individual who raised herself a little bit, and certainly has been since her sister died and her mother's been like catatonic with grief or whatever, right? And I think it's this false memory of killing Jess, which I think it's a false memory of killing Jess. I don't think she killed Jess.
I don't either.
And I think what Abby says kind of is supposed to be telling you that. Like Abby's like,
and that's the other thing too,
because she didn't remember what happened. She had buried it, and then Abby's like, "No, you told me this happened." So it's a certain point she did.
And that's the other thing too. Abby just leaves her. Like she doesn't fight at all. Be like, "No, this is crazy. No, you're coming with me." Like really, none of that.
I mean, I guess she's got to save herself at this point, or never. Right?
Yeah, but she didn't put up any fight at all. She's like, "Oh, you don't want to go? Okay, bye. See you later."
You're right.
She didn't say like, "I'm back for you." Yeah, no, teenage girls that are as close as those two are, you're not just gonna give up that easy. It's bad writing. This finale has a lot of bad writing.
I do agree with AJ that teenage girls and teenagers in general, there's no one as important to you as your friends. You believe those friendships are lifelong. These two believed they were sisters almost. And I guess I have to maybe agree with AJ. Not maybe, like Abby doesn't really try to convince her for more than like 20 seconds.
I also think, though, that to some extent teenagers are also selfish and they were running out of time. And it's kind of like save myself or go down with her. And she did say she'd go back for her. I mean, I agree with you. I think she should have tried.
Listen, ultimately, I'm okay with her leaving by herself, but she didn't try at all.
She should have tried. I agree with that. But I'm saying, like, I can understand her leaving her in the end, because in the end,
yes, in the end, yes. But there was no attempt to change her mind.
Like, if we had seen at least 40 seconds of crying and begging, we might feel better about this scene.
Yeah.
Fair. All right, so she leaves with Rory.
Young lovers are on their way now.
Yeah, which I have a problem with as it is, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So Rabbit decides, after she keeps hearing, I think what did it is she kept hearing Alex say, "I want to love my baby. Like, don't take that from me," because Evelyn said, you won't love your baby like that. She said that Laura loves her baby like you love a flower. Like, she's like, telling Alex that it will take away her ability to care about the baby. And Alex is begging not to do that. And I think that it finally got to Rabbit, and he injected Evelyn.
Although I can see
I
now,
know.
by the end of the episode, I can see how it almost fits into Laura's plan. Like, it's only because Laura.
Yeah, I think that might have helped.
I can see why Evelyn would not want Alex to have true paternal true paternal love for the child. Like, right? Like,
yeah, because he could pull Laura away further.
well, and she doesn't believe in paternal love, and she believes it's damaging to the kid, and yes, it could pull Laura away, and Alex will continue to be a problem. This lobotomizing Alex is the way to get him. I do have to wonder. We've seen the way Evelyn treats Rabbit and her lack of faith in Rabbit, and she chooses Rabbit to assist her in this moment. And is that because it's always Rabbit?
Power move.
Is it because Rabbit is so subservient that you could get Rabbit to go along with this?
Well, it's a power move too.
Yeah, but I think that was a bad choice, clearly. She injects her. Alex almost ends up underwater drowning, but does get up. And then Alex injects her a couple more times, and Rabbit's like, no, that's too much.
You know, and I had, all right, this is where my problems really start with Alex. There was no reason. She's already subdued.
I agree. There was no reason.
What are you doing? Why are you? There was absolutely no reason.
Oh, I know why. I know why. Because of this.
They wrote it that way?
Because of this poorly developed part of the storyline where Alex has a tendency for violence. And Alex supposedly, look, it doesn't play out. We've been told that Alex was disciplined for excessive violence in his old job in Detroit, lost that job, came here. We see Alex enact violence later, but it's ultimately
in self-defense.
But wait. But it's not in self-defense. That person is like unconscious on the ground and Alex just kills him. But
no. I didn't mean that. I meant Riley.
Oh, Riley. Yes, Riley. Yeah, I mean, 20 later, but it's out of character for Alex to commit these acts of violence. We are told by the writers that Alex has violent tendencies. It's not really true. See. And so I think maybe you're right, for Alex to then really try to kill. Let's face it, try to kill Evelyn with additional drugs. I agree with you. I agree
that she'll come after him too later.
I agree. It's kind of out of character for Alex, and also, like, wouldn't you just run at that moment? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think, Jamie, do you think, like AJ and I do, that it's a little out of character for Alex to, like, try to kill Evelyn?
I mean, I could see that he could be scared she'll come after them after. But yes, I agree. He still seems like he's supposed to be a good person, and like he doesn't need to kill her in that moment. Although I don't know if injecting her, he was thinking this will kill her.
I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know. She's already subdued. She is already subdued. There is no need to do what he did. Like, it was just like manic, frantic behavior. Oh, and we also saw him beat the crap out of the guy who tased him, but never says, "I'm on your side." Like that. Again, that was another scene that made no sense. I
mean, the need for Alex to do this was for us to see Evelyn.
Yes. Well, no, I feel like these out of character moments with Alex are all to show us how it ends up. I feel like they had to have these moments, even though there's no substance to any of it. And this is why I had so much problem with this finale.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, Alex is so dominated by Laura in terms of their, like, I just feel like Laura's the boss of that relationship. Alex always gives into Laura. We had that weird sex scene that I wouldn't say, I wouldn't say that was a dominant situation. That was just maybe playful between a married couple, but I don't know why that scene was in there. And I just feel like Laura calls the shots in their relationship so much. If we had ever seen Alex, like, once say a sharp word to Laura, it might help me. Like, these violent tendencies are just not right.
They're isolated.
Yeah, and not part of this character that we know.
No, not at all.
No, I'd agree with that. All right, so Evelyn is comatose there. She's not answering. And meanwhile, Rory
finally got his kiss. Yay, good for Rory.
Rory and Abby are going to try to get away. And of course, Rory sacrifices himself for Abby, which, I mean, they've barely known each other very long. But yes, I get what you said before. You're right. Kids at that age, like, everything's the most important thing. And like, this is like a lifelong love affair they're going to have, they think.
And she just gave him his first kiss ever. I guarantee it was his first one ever.
He says, "This is the best day of my life." Right before he runs out the door, right?
Yeah. But that's the other thing too, is Rory he at least thinks that Abby is going to come back for him. So sacrificing yourself so at least one person gets away makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that sense, yeah. All right. So then Wayne catches up to Alex. And yes, that's what I was saying too. I mean, this is straight out murder. This was not self-defense. I mean, would Wayne have come after him 5 seconds later? Probably, but it still wasn't self-defense. I mean, smash his head in.
No reason to smash his fucking head in. And they have to throw that line in when Wayne says, "I see you, Alex," right before he smashes his head.
Oh, yeah.
I thought actually first there was a split second after he says, "I see you." I thought for a split second I thought Alex was gonna be like, "This isn't me," and toss the rock aside.
Yes. Yes.
That would have been better. Yeah. That would have been
Nope.
better from a writing standpoint. But nope, you're right. So then Alex makes it to the house to her having the baby. And then
nobody's like, "Oh, you're covered with blood. What's up?"
Yeah, what happened?
They're used to that, I'm sure.
Yeah,
they all
I think Laura does say what happened, but like it's very brief and it's not gone into. So yeah,
they're all cult children. They're used to it.
They are. And then meanwhile, Evelyn is tripping big time. She's tripping balls.
And Rabbit is I'm sorry, but it's Rabbit who's saying, "You're lying on your back. You're calling out for your mom." Right? That's Rabbit.
Yeah, I'm not sure what her goal was, whether it was to try to save Evelyn, whether it was to try to make Evelyn what she wanted her to be. But it was kind of
I think it was I felt it was just a
response
soothing
yeah, that too.
Let me help
you. She knows Evelyn has been overdosed, and I think it's just kind of her last rites.
Yeah, it's just weird. But I love the way they filmed this. I think that it was done really well and it was effective for what they were going for. It was just creepy and didn't make a lot of sense, but I mean, it was, she's seeing 3 versions of her or seeing 2 versions of her.
She's so fucking drugged, it makes perfect sense.
It does. But she's seeing what Rabbit is saying about her mother with her, at the door and a door inside her mouth. That was just creepy and weird. And then they have her sticking her arm in her mouth, which was even
it's what they've been doing the whole time to these kids.
Yeah. I know. But it was cool. They did a good job, I think, with the way.
I tell you, for the longest time, though, I kept waiting for that door not to be metaphorical.
For it to actually finally open.
Well, that door is actually there in the water.
It's a physical door, but I mean, like the type of shit where you open the door and there's somewhere to go, even though there's nothing on the other side. That's what I was getting at.
Or at least
that would have made it better.
It would have. So then we see after Evelyn in there, and there's a bunch of doors, and her mother has disappeared. I took this to kind of mean that like she's alone and she's got nobody now because she screwed it up.
You know what I thought, AJ? Earlier in the day, I watched the last episode of Peacemaker. Where doesn't that look like the inside the room with the doors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was sort of ironic. Like Evelyn's always been about like the door, the leap through the door. The door is metaphoric, but whatever. And then to find out there's a million doors, and the leap doesn't really take her to.
Do you think the kids saw the 1,000 doors too, or is that just because she's so popular?
No, I think this is just because Evelyn is so out there.
Drunk. Yeah,
I think a psychedelic experience is really personal, and they might all see different things when they go through there.
Sure.
And I think this is Evelyn seeing like the lie and like what she's been doing, the futility. Like I don't know if she ever leapt, if she's only given the leap to other people, and I think this is Evelyn seeing like that there is no door that you go through and it fixes everything. That life is doors that you go through, and the fallacy.
She also made a point of saying when she was talking about the flashback about him saying the door and that it was metaphorical and that she wanted to make it like a real door, like there was something really to go through,
like a mental door.
Yeah, and it's kind of maybe showing that there was never anything there to begin with because there's no way out of what she's done, and it's not
or nothing. Or a flip side, there was never anything. There was so much more than she ever thought. It's not that simple.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that makes sense. So then we go back to her having the baby. We kind of keep going back and forth. Evelyn dies.
I don't think Evelyn died.
No, well, I don't know. It was hard to tell whether she was just so stoned out of her mind she didn't know what was going on, or she finally died. I mean, she might have overdosed. I kind of think it could have gone either way. I assumed she died, but that wasn't.
I thought she died. I thought
her eyes were staring so straight ahead. I assumed it was meaning she died, but she could have been super high. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
So then, Laura has the baby, and it gets even weirder. Where everybody starts, and I took a picture before it got to that point.
Good job, Jamie.
Starts taking their clothes off so they can hold the baby skin to skin, because apparently the whole town is going to raise this baby. And Alex is like, what the fuck is going on? And they're like, this is what she wanted. And Laura's just completely out of it. And
she did just have a baby, right?
She did just have a baby, but you still would not be okay with this if you were well adjusted. But yeah, I guess
this was her plan. It has nothing to do with her being out of it. This was
what Laura wanted.
Yeah, she said that for it to work, it has to be all of theirs,
which is completely fucking bonkers.
Yes. It's kind of the opposite of what Evelyn, and yet it's exactly the same as what Evelyn has planned, right? Because it's not having the two loving parent model that we know. It's raising the child in the community, but that it should not have any.
Yeah, but that's beyond raising the kid in the community. That's everybody's. That's a little different.
But it's not. I mean, how does it work? The kid belongs. I mean, the kid.
They don't always usually hold the kid naked while they're half naked.
Okay, that's a little weird. But
skin to skin contact is what they were going for.
Yeah, the baby needs skin to skin contact.
You don't even if you're having your friends help raise your baby, you don't usually do that.
No.
I mean, that's symbolic, and that's really more for the parents than it is. It's more for the community than it is for the baby. And, I think it strengthens Laura's hold. We saw at the flea market, the farmer's market in the beginning, a woman who loses. We saw at the beginning at the farmer's market, this woman who loses her shit because she wanted a baby and can't have one. And she sees pregnant Laura and she's so devastated. And a lot of these people really want to have babies and can't because of Evelyn. And so to allow them to think they have a newborn, I think is a way for Laura to assert control over them, right?
That's why I said Laura's the new Evelyn, 100%.
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And at least is that baby going to turns living with people? Are they all going to vote on questions? Who knows, right?
And at least Alex reacted the proper way at first,
with horror,
and then she was like, "It has to be this way." And he's like, "Okay."
Well, and also horrified that your wife never told you about this, about your baby. This is your wife's plan, and she never told you, right?
Yeah, a lot.
Pretty much.
You've been cut out from.
So you think for a moment that, okay, good. He ran away in the middle of the night with the baby, and he's getting away from Laura. And I'm like, okay, this is okay. I'm okay with this. And you think that he did show up to help Abby and is driving Abby away and everything's fine. And then you find out that he totally imagined it and that Abby is on her own. But in the end, Abby did get away. So there was at least somewhat of a good ending. We don't know what comes beyond that. But yeah, I mean, we sort of talked about this earlier. The fact that Alex, that whole thing with the fake escape was dumb. And the fact that Alex, I guess, is staying, I know it's his kid, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't buy it. It doesn't make tons of sense, and it's weird.
No, I mean, taking the baby makes more sense.
Makes sense, yes.
See, actually, I will say this though. I will say this. It's an interesting situation because while they're saying, it's Alex's kid and everything, from a technically legal standpoint, it's not Alex's kid. Because him and Laura are not married.
Right.
Even though they kept calling each other husband and wife throughout the whole show, at some point, Alex tells Dwayne, we're not actually married.
Yeah, so I'm guessing he lives in a state. I didn't realize.
No. It's funny that Alex reveals we're not married and says we can't legally. And I was like, wait, they're in Vermont, which was the first state to allow same-sex marriage.
Yeah, but it was 2003, was it?
Oh, it was 2003, right? And they've only lived there
I was
for a
going to
minute.
say, that's what I
Yeah.
thought. It's legal now in all the states, right?
It was 2003.
But
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. It was 2003. So yeah, you're right. He has no legal
No.
say over this baby. If he
However, to be fair, I'm sure the police would have questioned him at first, but once they got to town and saw the crazy shenanigans going on, they would have been like, you know what?
Yeah.
Good call taking the kid.
Yeah. I just Googled Vermont, the referendum was in 2009. So they're many years from that happening.
Yeah, six years from now.
Yeah, and he has no idea.
I'm okay with Alex making the decision that I think is the wrong decision or not what I would have made. I mean, okay with the story not ending in a way that with Alex not doing what I think they should have done, because whatever, that's stories, right? That's the right. I'm okay
with that too.
I'm not so down with, and I'm okay with Alex having this idea like I should go, and then not doing it. But the way it was set up with this long scene that turns out not to be the case was a little, I don't know if I want to go so far to say it was manipulative of the audience, but it set us up and then took it away from us, and I don't love it.
Yeah, if he had just said, I made a choice to stay, it would have been not so bad. It's that
I would love to have seen Abby on the radio being, Alex, where are you? I'm here, come on. And Alex is like, I can't, we just had a baby. Bring the baby and come, or whatever, something like that, right? Yeah, the idea that it's a little, I mean, you know how I feel about fantasy sequences where Alex, like,
you love them.
Alex maybe like
so much, Karen.
Wishes they made this choice, and Abby says you're a protector. So when Abby says you're a protector, that's what you do. I mean, maybe Alex staying with Laura felt like the protective move to protect the baby and Laura. Although, Evelyn, I don't know if Evelyn's dead or not, but Evelyn's reign is over and Laura's reign has begun. So who are you protecting this baby from? Like your
wife.
From Laura. I think it needs protecting from Laura.
But I don't know if that's really going to happen. Protecting from Laura, taking it.
And that's the thing. I mean, this crazy scenario with this baby being the community baby and everything. I don't know how. But you know what? We saw 8 different versions of Alex in this last episode.
Yeah.
So you know what? And that's my whole problem. I was intrigued right up to the end of episode 7, and then it all fell apart in episode 8. Episode 8 for me made the entire show pointless. We never got anywhere with anything. It just didn't have, and I don't need happy endings. Plenty of things I've liked don't have a happy ending, but it made sense. It was concise. I understood how you got from A to B. I don't understand any of the thought process with this at all.
I mean, Jamie, are you equally dissatisfied?
Yeah, I didn't love the finale. I liked it, but I said I kind of felt from a while ago this is kind of where it was headed, and I don't know. I didn't expect to enjoy the finale. Let's put it that way, because I told you like earlier, like you didn't watch it, and like no, I was thinking at that time, I bet it's going to end bad, and I don't know. It felt like this is kind of where it was headed to me.
I just thought it's unlike you to not like.
It is. But I didn't know. I'm like, there's no way this can end good. You could just tell it was headed in a bad direction.
Yeah.
And do I mean a bad end, like an unhappy ending? I guess I mean that as well. Like I didn't expect them to get away and to get a happy ending, and it kind of annoyed me. But I think that it was even more disappointing than I expected it to be, because it's also a mess. Besides being an unhappy ending, is a complete mess.
Yeah. I kind of wondered, is there a version of the show where Abby's the one who falls for Evelyn's story and Lila's the one who's like, don't let's go? I don't know. I mean, a lot of these kids, I don't know.
Look, I liked it. I'm like with AJ. I liked the story up until the last episode. I think it was good, and then it kind of was not.
I think it was falling apart a little bit before. Particularly, we've talked about
it. Was good. I mean, I enjoyed the first 7 episodes. I thought it was a good show.
I mean, Alex's character was not. Alex's character was a problem.
Yeah, no, Alex started to fall apart badly, and actually, no, I've had problem with Alex's character a couple times throughout the whole show.
And that's because they didn't develop him well enough, and
They didn't develop anybody well enough.
Like, here's the thing, though. It's funny because we've been complaining lately we don't like flashbacks, but that is where we really needed a flashback of what happened to Alex before at the other precinct. It would have made a lot more sense.
Or at least a little bit of explanation other than like these vague
references to it.
Of Alex. Alex just was not a character that seemed like, I mean, I know that you can't predict a person who is going to be violent, but we saw like 4 instances of Alex using more violence than was necessary, and they always
none of those times it felt
nowhere. They always felt like they came out of nowhere, right? Like,
none of those times it worked. So that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I mean, I think it was good up until the end. Was it fantastic in the best written series? No, but it was enjoyable up until.
Do we all agree this is one and done and we don't need to see any more?
Yeah, I don't.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah, I don't think they intend more.
Are you hearing us, Netflix? Do not renew.
Yeah, renew OA instead. That's not going to happen. But I'd like to I can still hold out some hope, right?
You can be delusional. All right. Lick a toad and.
Yes, I can be delusional. Thanks.
Yeah. All right. Moving right along now.
Yeah. Let's go on to the last frontier. Now,
you kept
I took the press photos, but they're not like in order. So I'm just going to
put the press photos in also. Oh, I told you. I told you I did it.
I didn't realize you had. Sorry.
All right, wait. Oh, wait. So wait. You're not doing anything until I at least get to do this, okay?
Okay, go ahead. Oh, okay.
Frontier. 600,000 square miles, nowhere to hide. All right. We probably have the same photos, but you go ahead with them.
Yeah, no, I just meant they're not going to be like an in-order thing because I didn't want to screen capture another show. AJ went off completely. We need a picture for when AJ disappears.
You need to
right. So this episode was basically about Frank getting Sarah back and about the takeover of the, what do they call it? The Tundra.
Here I go. The Tundra vehicle.
Yeah. I think I have. I was gonna say. I think
you have it also. I just have a giant.
There's a picture of it. But oh wait, here's a better picture. There's a good picture. Yeah.
So I kind of liked their use of the Tundra vehicle. I complained last week that I think they're underusing. They promoted that Alaska is almost like a character, and I felt they underused Alaska to some extent. And I like that they use this sort of uniquely, not just Alaskan. You'll see this in Canada and Norway, but this uniquely Arctic vehicle played into it. I like that they
did bring it in. Maybe not enough, but they did, because they do mention they're going to run out of daylight and all this, and then they just kind of forget about it. Yeah. So like I said, the beginning part is about him getting his wife back, because we ended the episode with that cooler. Now I have to ask you, what do you think about the fact that it ended up being the keychain? I was like, I'm not sure if I feel underwhelmed, or I kind of think it was smart because nobody expected it to not be a body part or whatever.
I mean, I thought it was gonna be like her head or her
or hand or something, right? So I'm not sure if I think that was a smart move or if it was an underwhelming move. I'm not sure how I feel about it.
I mean, I think it's definitely Havelock trying to
Havelock's fucking with them, but no, I mean, like I'm asking you, like from a viewer's point of view, like were you underwhelmed by that, or were you kind of like, wow, that's surprising?
I was underwhelmed. Okay. I was underwhelmed, and then I was also, Frank's like, oh, this means her car is here, let's go search her car, and I was like, okay, obviously this show is doing these Sherlock Holmes moments that no one could ever think of except the brilliant lead character, right?
That's fair.
The idea that he's like, oh, her car must be here. Why would her car be there? He could have taken that key, whatever, right? Like, he's like, oh, her car, let's go search her car.
Yeah, but the thing is, a lot of this show, like, I've spent not sure what to, like, I'm more trying to figure out Havelock. Like, I'm not sure what.
Oh, that's what the show is about.
Yes, I know. But I mean, like, I'm saying, like you don't know, is Havelock really bad? Is Havelock not really bad? Is Havelock somewhere in the middle? He clearly never, I don't think, ever intended to kill his wife.
Okay, but Havelock didn't, like 40 people died in that plane crash. Havelock is not a good guy.
Well, Havelock didn't crash the plane, though.
Havelock crashed the plane.
What makes you think he crashed the plane? Why are you saying that? Maybe I'm mixing up.
It was
something.
all Havelock's plan to crash the plane so he could escape. He started to escape. He had to think.
But the whole side of the plane had already come off. I mean, the plane was going down. That wasn't. Don't you remember, like, the bomb went off in the plane and the whole side?
Yeah,
of the plane
I think he has Confederates who did that.
Okay, that's fair. No, that's fair. I did not know that if that was the case or not. I was not sure because to me that wasn't really the way it necessarily played. You don't know why the plane crashed. Was he maybe involved in it? Possibly.
I think if Alfred
yeah,
really wanted to kill Havelock, she could have done it at any point in custody. Shooting a missile into that plane and taking down all those people and risking survivors is not a good way to kill Havelock. If that's
no, it isn't. And a lot of this, there's a lot of things like you don't know for sure what the truth is. My point is I don't think he ever intended to kill Sarah, and it made me start to question.
No, he wanted to screw with Frank.
Yes, he did want to screw with Frank, but he could have screwed with him in other way. I don't know. I just felt like it made me wonder: is he not as bad as we're being led to believe?
Okay, he shot a bunch of guys. He's not. I mean, just because he killed this one person doesn't make him a good guy.
No. But I'm saying I don't like. They're making him out to be like this evil, like serial killer that. They're not saying that, but I mean, that's the kind of the opinion I got him at the beginning. Like this guy was so evil, they had to have him chained up and everything because nobody can control. And it's
not because he's so evil. They had him chained up because he's so brilliant. Not because he's so evil, but because he's so brilliant. He is threatening to expose the names of every covert. This is the plot of a Mission Impossible movie. He's threatening to expose the knock list. This was I don't know which was it, Mission Impossible 1 or 2. He's going to expose the knock list and put every single undercover agent in the world at risk if he doesn't get his way. AJ might have. He's not an MI guy, but this was totally a Mission Impossible movie.
I haven't watched Mission. I think I watched the original, but it was so long ago I don't remember. Anyway, my point is though, is it just sometimes as I watched this, like things didn't add up to me. Like I wasn't sure if maybe like some of it wasn't what we thought, and it makes me question it. Which you're right is the idea of the story. But we get where he comes to the vehicle that one of the two of the prisoners have taken people hostage on, and he pretends to just be somebody that they grab basically and lets them sort of take him hostage for a bit until he can trick them later. And what we find out he's after is Sydney's password, or done is the Xenogate password, to find out, because he's trying to find this guy. And this is where we were first introduced into Archive 6, yes?
I think you mentioned Archive 6 last week.
Yeah, but I don't know. Did they explain yet what Archive 6 is? I don't want to go too far.
No, I think it's the knock list. I think Archive 6 is basically the knock list.
Okay, that's fair. What are you calling it? The knock list?
Yeah, NOC. The knock list is it's a real CIA thing, and it's the non-official cover list. It's basically a list of everybody who's like a undercover agent and their like cover story. It's all the covert operatives with their code names and their real names. It's totally the plot of Mission Impossible. And I think I'm saying this because I think he says the word knock list. Somebody says it in this episode or the previous episode relative to Archive 6, but that's what it is. It's a knock list, a list of everybody and their cover.
Maybe that's what they think. I don't know. I didn't hear that or don't remember hearing that, but maybe that's what their
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But either way, he's after this Archive 6. He's trying.
No, he hasn't. He's not after it. He has it. When he set the timer in last week's episode, he said, if I don't put in the code every 72 hours.
No. But he's trying to find the physical. Trying to remember. He has something. See, that's the thing too. I think there's sort of like two different things. Like part of it's set where his kill code, if they don't turn it off, it'll go
public.
But he's the guy that he was trying to find had the physical hard drive he was looking for. So
I didn't get any of that, but I also maybe didn't pay that much attention to what he was typing on his computer because the whole show is kind of dumb. And I was like, whatever. He's all that matters is he's a super genius and there's a MacGuffin. And right. So I didn't pay that much attention to what he was doing on the laptop. It did seem ludicrous to me that a random person's laptop that was open in the middle of of the tundra on probably some sort of satellite. First of all, I can't believe they're offering satellite Wi-Fi to their guests. And that he can break into like super secret, top secret on a random laptop, right? But whatever.
That I don't know. But he needed her password was part of it, and he threatens them to get Sydney to give up the password. But yeah, there's a lot going on, and a lot of things are. I don't know.
It doesn't really matter what he's doing, right? He's a bad guy. There's a MacGuffin. Frank needs to catch him. Is really what this show is about.
Right. I don't know. I think it's more nuanced than that, but I've also seen the whole thing, so I can't really say a lot of things. So I'm just keeping my mouth shut. But I don't know. The point is, he gets the password from her. He does threaten her and get the password eventually. But the crazy thing, like I said, what I was saying before to you, one of the things is I do think that this show is like a lot of crazy action, but like I like it. Like, is it always 100% believable? Maybe not, because I thought it was really cool when they lifted up the truck and like he's hanging out. Is it believable? No. Is there any way in hell in real life he would survive that? No. Did he probably survive it here? Probably.
I mean,
I thought it was, I don't know. I thought it was exciting, and I enjoyed watching it.
I appreciate, like I said, I appreciated that they were using, the expanse of Alaska and these people out in this vehicle as a, I like that. I thought and I also felt, so this whole business with the helicopter pulling it and then pulls the helicopter. Yes, it's a little ridiculous. And then there's this shot where it goes over the edge, and I'm just going to click Jamie. This shot where it goes over the edge, and then they're falling down the stairs, and Havelock's trying to break through or whatever. That also is, I mean, I've seen that in a lot of movies, right?
It reminds me of Uncharted, actually. It reminds me of.
Yes, it's in Uncharted. I just watched Uncharted last week.
No, but I mean, I'm meaning it reminds me of the game part of it. But yes, it's in the movie too.
It's in the movie where he comes out of the plane, but it also is in like the most. But it also is in the most recent Mission Impossible movie where the train is hanging over the side of the cliff and they're like falling down the seats and trying to climb up. And the glass
and that's what I'm saying. That's very unrealistic, but I did enjoy watching it, whether it was unrealistic or not. I thought it was pretty exciting. I liked it. It's got a lot of action. But is he dead? I mean, I think that he's going to be probably in the rest of the season.
It's ludicrous. He's going to be alive. It's ridiculous that he fell down that enormous cliff and he's totally going to be alive, right?
Yeah, he'd probably I don't even remember what happened, but he probably I could just envision if I watch this now, in a cartoon, they find it hanging on the edge. That's what it makes me think.
This also happened in Jurassic Park, I think, right? Where it happened in Jurassic Park also with the car in the tree over the side. Yeah.
Well, either way, in real life, no way he could survive that, but here,
Yeah.
Then we have more with Sid and Frank and her talking about their relationship, and you kind of find out that she had some kind of romantic relationship with Havelock, and then she says at the end that she's actually his wife, and that
was some bullshit. I didn't like that at all.
Well, there's also the whole part about Frank hiding something in his basement that Havelock moved, so his family didn't find. But that do they show what it is?
No, they don't show it. Well, he opens the book. Well,
it's a gun.
Hidden in Alaska. He opens this book entitled Alaska, and the book is carved out inside, and there's a plastic bag with some stuff inside it that I couldn't really see what it was.
I thought it looked like a gun, but I can't.
No, I thought it looked at first I thought it was drug paraphernalia, and then I looked more closely and it wasn't, but it's not a gun unless the gun is in multiple tiny little pieces. It looked to me like pieces of stuff, but whatever. I didn't love the part where Sydney and Havelock get together and have sex. And I especially don't love that she's his wife. First of all, she works for the freaking CIA. How did they get married in secret and the CIA doesn't know about it? I mean, it has to be in secret, right?
Well, I don't know. I keep wanting to say watch it, but you don't like when I say that.
No, just stop with that right now. The
No,
idea that a CIA handler could be sexually involved with her asset, and then eventually marry them is totally ludicrous. I can only assume they're married in secret, or maybe married as part of a cover even, but they bought into it. I don't look. What I don't love about Sydney is they've made her so she's already an alcoholic who like drinks like first thing in the morning with her coffee, and is hated by the CIA, and her father was disgraced, and she's so thoroughly flawed and compromised, and now they added a sexual relationship with her asset, and I just think like I don't know, is it necessary to make this woman so flawed compared to Frank's perfect, rugged jaw, wonderful husband, great father, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not liking this. I don't dislike these actors on the screen. I just dislike how they've built the disparity between them.
That's fair. I don't know. I find that there's a lot of twists and turns, and I ended up liking it. But you have to, if you don't, like I said before, if you're not enjoying it by now, I don't know if you're going to like it or not. But I don't know. Like I said, it's not like a show that is, perfectly, fits together necessarily. But I think it's a high action. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
I know we need to move along quickly. We didn't talk about this. Every show that has the kids are father, every show that has a sheriff father has a completely inept and stupid child. And the son's name is, I think his name is Luke also. Isn't every kid on TV named Luke nowadays?
The father's name is Frank. Yes, the kid's name is Luke.
Luke and Kira, who are in their cabin, and of course, the rando they found in the snow is a
Oh yeah, I knew that was gonna happen.
And of course,
their story sometimes is a little annoying.
It's a little annoying. I don't love them making Luke so inept. I think
because it's like now he has to stop to save somebody else,
No, but like in the last episode, Kira was like, "What's wrong with you? Like, we're from Alaska." She's like, "We're from Alaska. Every person I know would bring food and water, and you didn't, right?" Like, they've made him like a little bit.
She called him out on it.
I also didn't love at the end at the end, Sydney says, "Frank, those scars on your back, did that have to do with your daughter?" When did she see him with his shirt off? How does she know he has
I asked the same thing. I don't know and don't remember because I was questioning that too. I assume at some point when he was
90% of the time in the show he's wearing that parka, and then other times he's wearing a long sleeve shirt.
No, I wondered that too, and I was trying to figure it out. I don't think it really matters. The point is, at some point she saw him. I guess he was getting ready or changing his shirt or something.
Apparently I'm not surprised that the mystery is that they have a kid who died, right? Like, I think their daughter died, and that's why this family is like messed up.
Yeah.
Anyway, this show is flawed, and I think I expect a little better from an Apple. Apple's a little, to me, there's a lot of, it's like prestige TV, Apple, or it's trying to be, right? This show is flawed. I would like to see the reality of a manhunt in Alaska play out a little more, and maybe it will.
Yeah. I don't know.
Not just Alaska, but remote Alaska, right?
Yes. Yeah. I think this show is
like better. I'm kind of sick of seeing prisoners in their orange jumpsuit who have now survived 2 or maybe 3 nights in the snow in Alaska in like 16 degrees with no blankets or shelter, and they're still not even like they don't even have any frostbite yet.
Yeah, true.
They should all be dead.
They should be. Yeah. Well, to be fair, probably nobody could have survived that crash either. But
Well, yeah, there's that. Yeah.
But anyway. I don't know. I do think maybe this show's a little better if you binge it if you can. But I
think maybe if the show was airing on like NBC or ABC, I might have.
You wouldn't be complaining.
Lowered expectations.
That's fair. Yeah. I don't know. I enjoyed it, but it's different.
All right.
All right. Well, you guys have your 2 shows that I have not seen to talk about. So I am going to go and I might kind of hang around a little bit. But sorry, what were you going to say?
We didn't get any photos from the Diplomat or from.
They're there. They're in the photo thing.
They are?
Yep.
Oh, yep. Jamie, you rock. I see them.
Yeah. All right. I uploaded them for you. All right. Well, everybody, please, we are going to be starting. I will just do a little plug here before you guys start your other section. But thank you everybody who did come. Hopefully we'll get some more people after live. But thank you for coming. Please make sure you like and subscribe to Sci-Fi Vision. And starting next Monday at 11 Eastern, we're going to be starting our show for Talamasca. And we'll be doing a watch party at 9:30 in our Discord. That's got the link up there. So make sure that you join our Discord to get a link of all our schedule and everything. And I think we're going to maybe be doing Lazarus one of the other days start next week. So make sure you all check that out. And I might hang around. Depends how bad my headache gets. But
okay. And I would add, if you don't have time to do a breakdown show on Monday, we will cover Talamasca on Fandom Access. We're going to review here.
We're doing a quick review here. So
we just won't do like the hour plus breakdown.
Yes. It'll be slightly more of a dive. It'll be more of a recap review on our separate show. We're here. Will be more of a quick review.
Yep.
All right. And we'll get to hear what AJ thinks too. So that's always good.
Okay.
All right, guys. I'm going to take off. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks, Jamie.
Bye-bye.
Hey,
Night, Jamie.
Oh, Jamie's got to take off. Oh, thank you, Jamie.
Yeah. She had to leave first.
All right.
Ah.
Okay. Well, I can make a small.
No, I was just stupid.
So we got
Diplomat anyways.
Diplomat? Yeah. Let's see what we got here. So that's really what this first episode is about. How did you like these 2 episodes?
I love this show. Oh my God. It's so much fun.
I'm committed to not watching ahead, and I've only watched 2 episodes.
Yeah, I had to do the same thing because I wanted to watch more, and then I was like, you know what? I'll watch all of AHS because they're individual stories, so you can't get confused where you leave off.
I have a friend who's like, oh, episode 6, oh, the ending. And I'm like, stop. She's like, how can you only watch 2? I said, I'm watching 2. It's going to take me a month to get to the end. I'm sorry. Don't talk to me about it. I love this show. I love these 2 episodes. I think, so much happened, which we kind of knew was going to happen. Like we saw at the end of last season that the president had died, right? And Grace.
It all happened so quick.
Yeah, right. Like all of this. So I haven't seen these photos yet. I'm going to we'll come back to some of them. What's his name? Trowbridge. Jamie did a good job of getting pictures of, this is pictures from, Jamie did a good job of downloading these, but basically, the whole first episode is kind of about like the immediate getting Grace inaugurated and all that stress around Kate, right? It was so great.
I love watching Kate try and manipulate the situation while standing next to Grace. And I love how Grace was like, she's like, you're not doing that. You're not doing this. I'm keeping you right in front of me where I can keep an eye on you.
Yeah. I don't know. Again, I haven't seen these. I don't really have a ton of, that's from 302. Yeah. The way that we don't actually have a picture of Grace. Now these came off the press site, right?
Oh.
So Jamie got what she could get, but we didn't like the way that I loved how at the end of the last season, Kate had basically told Grace, I know you did. Grace is like, yeah, I did what I did. Kate decides to go for vice president to try to like get Grace out of the way, and boom, now Grace is president. And the way, like, I loved how this first episode played out. Like, Grace is like, I know, and Kate's like, I know you know, and they're antagonists who are forced to work together for the country. And I loved how Kate puts it all aside, really, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, her thought process is to still be VP to keep an eye on Grace. I love how she keeps telling Hal, she's like, don't let Hal talk to anybody. Don't let Hal do anything. Shut the fuck up. Don't do anything. And Hal can't shut the fuck up.
I mean, that's Hal's greatest weakness, maybe for the whole previous 2 seasons also. He can never shut up, right? He is so impressed with his own voice, basically, right?
Yeah.
He thinks he's the smartest man in the room. And he's good. but he's got a level of confidence and arrogance that sometimes I just wish Kate would punch him in the face, right?
Oh, I wish that all the time. And poor Endra, she's like, he called who on my skiff? Like,
Yeah.
she had no idea. She had no idea that he'd called the president. And then her lackey there, when she's like, why did you do that? And he's like, I didn't think we'd actually get him.
Yeah. Who thinks the president is just going to take Hal Weiler's phone call? But yes, he
I
is.
would. I mean, it's Hal Weiler.
Yeah. And were you surprised when Grace names Hal her vice president? I was.
I was, and I wasn't. I did not see it coming until she tells Kate, she's like, the assistant there, wherever she is, she says, Kate, she wants to see you. And then she was walking by and she goes, Hal, you too. And I went, oh shit.
Yeah.
That's when I realized what was about to happen. Up to that point, I thought, everything was going to fall in line and Grace was going to be the VP or Kate was going to be the VP. And, it's a nice monkey wrench that they threw in there.
It is. And Hal's going to throw Kate under the bus. Like, did he throw her under the bus? But he's
you know what, though? No, but you know what, though? I got to say, I mean, Hal's the worst, but I got to say, he really loves Kate. Like, everything he did was to try for Kate, and I think it backfired. I think his tenacity and his doggedness, I feel like everything he did to put Kate in the position, I think is exactly why Grace chose him.
But do you remember last season? It's season 2, right? When he's going for Secretary of State and he doesn't tell Kate and he's trying to get appointed and she's like, wait, it's my turn to be ambassador. He's so ambitious and he loves Kate, but he can never put his own ambition aside for her career. He never can.
Yes, but I don't think he was vying for the VP job at all. I didn't get that feeling.
But he'll never say no. He says, I'll say no if you don't give Kate a great job. But I don't know. He's not real. It's not.
Well, I don't
trust him.
I think he can say that because he knows damn well they're not going to tell him no.
He's so ambitious and he doesn't, I spent 20 years working in international development, and I know a lot of couples who are two career in development or two career in foreign service, and they do a lot of taking turns. Okay, it's your turn, AJ, to have the job that you want. And maybe in 4 or 5 years when your assignment's over, then it's my turn to have the job that I want. And a lot of couples do this in the foreign service, right? And that's what these two are supposed to do. But I feel like Hal's career has always kind of come first. And we saw in the flashbacks how Kate went along with that at one point. But Kate finally has a great job and Hal just can't. I just can't forgive Hal for going for Secretary of State behind her back. And
oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, that was.
Right?
That was.
And when he gets VP, he says Kate should be the VP, but I just don't trust him. I don't trust him. He's never gonna. If it comes down to the two of them, he'll always choose himself, right?
Well, you know what? We actually saw the flip at the end of the episode, or at the end of the second episode. She doesn't get on the plane. She ends up staying.
Picture that? I don't have a picture of that. Let me.
Yeah. But I thought that was, and I love the flashbacks too. That was something I never thought about, but I gotta say I like the flashbacks. I kind of like seeing where they started from. I love the scene when she walks in with the underwear in her ankle.
Oh, in her pants.
Pant leg.
It's very Kate to be so careless and not put together, right? At such a wreck. I like seeing them together. I liked seeing how it was a secret relationship. They got together in Afghanistan, Pakistan, wherever they are. I love that they're in this total expatriate bar with this man bun guy standing behind her. And they had a secret relationship, and that it was Kate who put the pressure on. And Kate was like, listen, when he's leaving, she's like, I'll go with you. and she kind of pushes it, and he proposes. Hal proposes. It's kind of a surprise that he proposes, right?
It was a great scene because he's like, "What if you were my wife?" And she's like, "Okay."
Yeah. Well, they can't go together. They won't be assigned together if they don't get married, right?
Yeah.
That's the only way to have their assignment. I kind of actually love this shot, how they're in like sort of this weird cell, but there's the Great Seal of the United States on the computer. But I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I didn't think I needed a flashback for these two, but I really enjoyed this flashback of seeing how they first started.
Yeah.
And she was the junior officer, and she was willing to put her career aside to go with him. And maybe that explains why over the last couple seasons, she kind of always goes, she has deferred to him, and you think she's going to in this episode, and then at the last second. So were you surprised she doesn't get on the plane? Did you think she would get on the plane?
Not completely, because the show is called The Diplomat.
It is. I mean, it looked like she was going.
But to be fair, Nathan Fillion has been on a show called The Rookie for 8 seasons, and he hasn't been a rookie since the first season. So
he's like, yeah, that's true. It looked like she was going to go with him. It looked like she was going to, and I thought,
I gotta say though, I thought that job that they came up with her was like brilliant. I thought it was like the type of job she's been striving for, and she could have done great things with it.
It was like nuclear czar, right?
I mean, what they call envoy to Europe or something they called it.
Yeah, and it was just vague enough that you could do whatever she wanted.
Yeah.
You kind of knew. There's a point in the episode where Hal says, like, you wouldn't stay here unless you wanted to be 3,500 miles away from me, and she says, "Yes, exactly."
Yeah. I thought the same thing. I'm like, don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
Mm-hmm. And it's Stuart who proposes it and says, like, you could stay, you don't have to go, right? Like you could keep your ambassador job and just go to the States when you're needed and whatever. I thought that was great. I mean, this business in London is still pretty messed up. Like this business with Trowbridge is kind of the worst, right?
Trowbridge he's such a tool. He really gets undermined so much because he's kind of it's impressive that he's the PM because he's kind of incompetent in a lot of ways.
And he was really steered by his mommy. I forget this lady's name right now. Her name is
Moylan.
Moylan. She was like his political mommy. She kind of made him, right?
She's made a lot of people through the years. She's kind of like
a kingmaker. She's sort of a kingmaker. Like she's like a pseudo journalist, political operator.
She never sits at the forefront. She's always pulling strings behind.
Well, we saw the strings that she pulled. Were you surprised what happened to her by the end of it?
Not completely, because I kind of felt in this scene here that she didn't want to go to the States, that she didn't like her. I felt like she didn't like the idea of living out her life just peacefully chilling in Vermont, I think she liked all the spy stuff,
Yes, and I think what's the station chief's name? Chloe? No, what's her name? Indra.
Yeah.
Indra knew, like Kate says, like, we could put her into like witness protection in Vermont. Tell her it's just like the Cotswolds. And Indra's like, it isn't. She kind of knew. I think she, being CIA, maybe kind of understood how Moylan being put off the table into this quiet life would never be acceptable to her.
And it's funny because Hal totally missed it, because Hal was like, she'll say yes. Like, he totally believed that he sold her.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I love her suicide scene. It was just so. She was just, as soon as I saw her look at the pills, I was like, oh boy.
I'm trying to find another picture of her. Yeah, as soon as she had that bottle of pills and she orders a pot of tea and she takes one after the other, and you later see it on the tape. Like she didn't even like try to hide it. She just did it. And her guards didn't. But I think you're right. Like being sent into exile in the United States. I mean, granted, yes, if she stayed in England, would people have tried to kill her? Would MI6 or whoever have tried to kill her?
Trowbridge.
Trowbridge tried.
He already tried.
I mean, I think it's what's the other guy's name? Not Trowbridge. The other guy is named. We haven't got his photo here. I don't think. Is he in this picture? That's it. That's his back here in this picture. His name is
Oh God. How am I drawing a blank?
Why? I can never think of a person's name when I'm trying to he's the foreign secretary, right?
Yeah.
His name is I'm Googling him right now. He's the foreign secretary. His name is Dennison.
Dennison, yeah, there we go.
Where are we going with this about? I forget even what we're talking about here, but Trowbridge is very this whole thing with Trowbridge and Dennison, like Kate needs to stay, right? Like Kate really understands them. They both really respond to her. For some reason, Kate has a level of ability to like deal with Trowbridge. Like she knows how to, she's very good at juggling him.
Well, it's like I love when Indra says to Kate, you know, after the whole thing with Moylan, she's like, I'm gonna lose my job over this. She's like, I'll be lucky if I, you know, have a job in anywhere after this. And she's like, Kate, you can fix this. And they're like, you know, she walks away and she's like, why do you think Kate can fix it? He's like, Dennison wants to fuck her and Trowbridge adores her.
Yeah. I mean, I do like they have really dialed down the sexual tension between Trowbridge and not Trowbridge, between Dennison and Kate in the second.
Well, there's a reason for that. I mean, shit's been kind of crazy. They do have that moment when she's saying goodbye to him, though.
And I mean, Hal confronted Dennison in season 2 a little bit about it, right? I mean, not that Hal hasn't cheated on her or maybe really cares.
Well, their marriage now, I mean, we've seen it since the beginning. Their marriage is not sexual. Their marriage
we've seen them have sex, right? They're a power couple, and they kind of, especially when they fight, they get heated up.
They're like the Clintons.
No, right? Like they
are.
argue.
You didn't hear what I said. I said they're like the Clintons.
Yeah.
I've always said Hillary and Bill weren't sleeping together. That's why he had, you know, secretaries.
Yeah, and yet we have seen these two have sex, right? Like
only once though, and she was like, "Don't talk, just shut the fuck up." And
she kind of was, yeah. Their relationship is so weird. Like there's love there, but they're
a very weird relationship.
It's really intellectual, like their attraction in some ways. But I like that they dialed back the Dennison sexual tension in season 2 because it just didn't. I mean, they both were kind of like it's there, but they had to like. I mean, it came to a head in Paris where they almost had sex in Paris, and then the bomb went off in London, right? Like Hal was in the car bombing, and it never like came to fruition. It's an unconsummated like lust or whatever. Right. We didn't talk about. We do get to see. Allison Janney's husband is Bradley Whitford.
Yep. I forgot about that part.
That was kind of great. Where he's like, I'm the first, you know, there's a moment, I don't think we see them together, but he does talk to Kate a little bit about being like first husband, second lady, right? They're in this like role reversal. Neither is maybe well suited to it. He's going to be a great addition to the cast, I think.
Yeah, and I love this scene when he's bringing him in, and he's like, he goes, I can tell you how to handle this and everything. He's like, just sit in the corner. They don't pay attention to you.
Oh yeah, he's like, oh,
and then he drops the whole bombshell of why he's even in there. You know, is to say you need to make Kate your VP.
Yeah,
which I
Which
think
doesn't
is
happen.
ultimately why she chooses him.
Do you think that Hal meant it, or do you think it was he
I think he meant
knew-
it. I really think he meant it. He was. I think he was. I really. And now, don't get me wrong. I think Kate being VP is self-serving for Hal, but I really think he meant it to position her as VP. And I mean, I think he knows what a great job she would do, but it also gets him special perks too.
Okay,
And
do you know how Al's like how you know how he's like, I'm VP, I'm gonna negotiate a great job for you, Kate, like European envoy, blah blah. Do you think if Kate was the VP, he would accept that kind of a role?
I don't think he wants that kind of role.
What do you think he wants his role to be?
I don't know. If she had gotten
free guy, he wants to be a backroom whisperer, right?
Yes, he wants to be the backroom guy. He would like to function in the shadows so he can't get in trouble. Because otherwise he's always getting in trouble.
And almost be like the power behind Kate, even though she's totally capable of being the power herself.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, quickly, Stuart. Stuart hated Kate for most of season 2, right? Like he holds her responsible for the bombing.
He didn't think she should be there in the first place.
Yeah, he never thought she was qualified. She's actually a great ambassador, right? She's very qualified.
He came around to say the least.
But then he didn't agree with like holding Moylan and all that. It was pretty illegal what they did with Moylan. He's very like great.
Well, it's CIA. Come on.
Yeah, but you know she's and he's so. I mean, this whole thing with Indra. He's a very terrible partner and a wishy-washy boyfriend who doesn't really know what he wants or understand her at all. But you know, at the end, he really comes around where Kate is like, listen, you're great. I'm going to leave. I'll write you a really good recommendation. They should make you ambassador. You're going to have to start with a small country, but whatever. And she doesn't invite him to come to the White House, but it turns out she's not going to the White House, right? And then he comes around and he has her back and he's like, no, she should. I mean, it's interesting that she was going to write him a recommendation so he could become an ambassador and start that part of his career. And he comes back and says, no, she should stay. And I mean, he's like the opposite of Hal. He kind of puts his ambition aside to do what he thinks is the right thing, right?
Well, there's a lot of people the opposite of Hal.
Hal's the worst, man. Hal's the worst. I can't say I'm not influenced by the last thing I saw Rupert Everett in was Man in the High Castle, where he plays an actual Nazi. And I might be like seeing him and thinking Nazi in my head. He's not. I mean, he's a brilliant diplomat and a really good.
I mean, that's what I love about the show is Hal is a very complicated character. You know? I mean, none of these characters are perfect. They've all got areas of gray. It's the government, so there's going to be lots of gray areas, you know? Yeah. Hal is a great character.
He is. I mean, maybe not I shouldn't say a brilliant diplomat. He's a brilliant operator, right?
Yes.
He's maybe not diplomatic. I love the part where Kate thought she was not diplomatic, and she's actually an excellent diplomat because she knows exactly what to say to who and when, right? She's
You know what it is? Hal is an excellent diplomat in knowing how to blackmail people.
yeah.
He's very abrupt and blunt and gets what he wants in the end, for the most part.
Had he chosen a different career, he would have been great in the CIA. He's an operator, right? He's maybe a political animal. He has manipulating his wife, like manipulating other people to put his wife in the vice presidency. And now it's very urgent. Like, I mean, Grace Penn, you know, we know that Grace Penn called in it was her idea for the Brits to strike their own ship. And it's just some crazy, and she made a great case for it last season in that awesome scene in that ball in the dress and all, right? Where she explains it all, but it doesn't make it not illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. I thought these were 2 good episodes. It was hard for me to not keep watching because the second episode ends really with Kate stay, Stuart convinces Kate, she stays, Hal goes. And to not
The look of
episode,
heartbreak on Hal's face is priceless.
Oh, when she doesn't get on the plane? Yeah. He really thought she was going. I mean, we all did, right? Like, she waits on the last possible moment, which is for dramatic effect, and it was great.
Yeah.
But he really, and for him to go without her is going to be reduce his power, right? It's going to make him seem he doesn't have this great woman by his side. Also, like, I hate to say it, but there are people who think you can't control your woman, right? She's the junior. I mean, professionally, she's the junior person in this relationship, and she's chosen not to stay. Like, everyone, it's going to be this like open secret in DC that their marriage is over, right? It is kind of. I can't wait to see. I'm really glad they're not giving up this. Like, for her to have left London, there's a version of the story where it makes sense, but to leave all the investment in Dennison and Trowbridge would be a mistake.
Yeah.
I love this show.
Me too.
Yep. All right. That brings us, it's pretty late. Do you want to talk about American Horror Stories, or you want to hold it for next week?
Let's hold it.
All right. I mean, so I watched all 5 episodes. We don't need to maybe do a deep dive into all 5, but we can just cover it at some point next week.
Yeah.
Okay. It's late. We've already been on for 2.5 hours, so that's cool. Sorry if anybody's been waiting 2.5 hours to hear American Horror Stories, but
I don't think anybody has.
I don't think anybody has. Yeah. I don't think anybody would. So, all right.
Yeah, they were fun. Yeah. Did you have the same problem I did with Hulu though? Like, all of a sudden there was only 4 episodes, and I was like, "What the hell's going on here?" And it was like episode 7, 9, and I'm like, "What the hell happened at 8?" And then I saw that there was another thing that said "other," and I was like, "Oh, I found it." It was an other, but now today it's back. Now today it's back and it's right.
It was going to be 4, and then for some reason Leprechaun was being held, and then they ran out of order, and then every time it said I was done, there was actually more episodes to watch. It was hard to watch all 5 of them.
You know what's funny is I didn't notice it until Jamie said something today. The fact that the dates are showing 2024, like maybe that's when they were made or originally supposed to be. I don't know. It was weird. I didn't realize that. I think the whole thing is screwed up. I could have swore they were that season 3 was last year and not 2 years ago.
2023. I thought it was last year also.
Yeah, I don't think.
But I remember watching that tapeworm episode, and I feel like it was not 2 years ago.
Yeah, I don't feel like it was 2 years ago either. Because.
Well, we have a lot of problems with that show, and maybe timing the episodes is the least of them, right?
You're right, though. Those first 2 episodes felt like more like Black Mirror than they did. Than horror.
Yeah, I mean, you know me, I scare pretty easy, and I thought none of them were scary at all. So, but let's cover them next week quickly. So,
yeah, we'll have more time then.
And we won't have Wayward. Next week we're dropping Wayward.
Since we won't have that awful show, Wayward.
It's done. We'll have Invasion, The Diplomat, American Horror Stories, and we'll add Talamasca next week.
Talamasca will be next week. And you guys still have the last
Frontier,
hurrah, whatever the hell it's called.
The last hurrah. Last Frontier. So, all right.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
See y'all next week. Like and subscribe. Come back and talk to us like Kimberly did at the beginning of the show.
Yep. Put your comments in.
All right.
Have a good week. All right. Bye.
Good night.